howdy, party people. It's me, I'm Moss, and I am your keeper of arcane lore for this beautiful Monday evening. How are you all doing? I'm glad to see you. Welcome to Call of Cthulhu for this Monday night. Very excited to get going because finally, as you all know, last week, we finally made landfall. So I'm sure you all are excited about that. But before we get into anything, I want to talk to our beautiful and lovely cast members, one of which just got back from Dallas. Sevvy, why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened in Dallas? How was it?
It was great. We went ahead and we did some ghost hunting in Goat Man's Bridge. So we couldn't stream it because we had no signal, but we'll be putting up a video there. And then also we did a ghost hunting tour on Sunday evening, and we caught a ghost storm. So and we caught a bunch of different stuff too, not just the ghost storm. Like we were in this area where an individual was lynched, and everything was fine. Like the EMF wasn't doing anything until the tour started talking about the lynching and what had happened. And at that point, the EMF went all the way to 5. So we were recording that because that was crazy. And it stayed that way for a really, really long time. And also, we got to one of the second most haunted hotel over there. And they like require a key card for the doors to open, but once the key card is there, it's motion activated, and the doors would not close. So like they would like start closing and then like open up again. So we got video of that as well, as if like somebody was walking and then like after a while they just closed. So was it supernatural? Was it a ghost? I have no idea. It's just unexplained, but really, really fun stuff. So check those out. We'll be putting up the videos in Moonskull once I'm able to just kind of settle down and get everything ready.
Very good, very good. Is that basically what you did with all your time, was look at haunted stuff?
Well, I mean, that was the most exciting part. Oh, wait, you're talking about Fan Expo? What is that? No, we walked around a bunch. You can see some of the streams that we did over at Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. We basically did a lot of walking, and then we had the Rippers, FNT, Geeks and Gamers meetup too, so we were able to meet a lot of folks there, and it was super fun. It was a lot of fun to meet everybody who came out there, all the viewers who came out there. It was just really amazing to put people's faces to their names.
That's awesome, and I'm not jealous at all. Oh, and I also heard that you went to the CIA murder site of a former president, but we're not talking about that right now. JT, how you doing, man?
I heard she also met a little old lady nugget who dresses like a little old lady.
I know. I didn't like the memo of her face not being revealed on stream, like didn't get to me. So like when I was like starting the stream, she was standing right in front of the camera.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh no. And then Aruna's like, whoa, we can't show her face for the reveal. It's like, too late there, buddy. Too late.
Yeah, I was like, that's too late. Like you should have said something. You should have said something about that. No, Erudite did not get cursed again on the adventures. Huh? Yeah,
he did get a face full of organic matter though.
Well, it was like the leftover, I think, tacos or that he had been eating, and he told Chrysanth that she didn't have the guts to push it on her face. So I looked at Chrysanth, so I grabbed it from Chrysanth's hand and then just pushed it on his
so
face.
You didn't waste Chrysanth's food, you wasted Arudi's food on his face? Now that I can respect.
Wow. I mean, he literally asked for it, though.
He did ask for it.
He always asked for it. He asked for the kick in the nuts, too. He's like, you can't kick me in the nuts, Sevvy. She's like, oh, yeah?
Usually you have to pay extra for that.
Yeah. He said Jimmy certainly did,
or Froste certainly did for Jimmy's.
Yeah, he said I didn't have the balls. So
yeah, they want to know if you put the hard taco meat in his face.
No, we're reserving that for Noel.
Because after seeing his nail polish, I mean, the hard taco might be the way to go. I'm just saying, right, X-ray girl?
And we did the nails of 2 other people there as well that were there. So we did, I think, Sassy's and then Code. I'm trying to remember his username. He posted it on Twitter. He's like, I saw they were giving free nail polish, so I had to come and get some. So I did the black one, and X-Ray Girl did the yellow, not the yellow, the red one. So it was really fun.
You should post them.
No, I cannot keep secrets. And if you notice the FNT streaming, you might notice that I revealed who the 4th person was on Crimson Throne by accident.
Who is the 4th person?
Check out the FMT stream.
Nice.
I'm assuming it was Gary, because Gary would probably let you do it.
Yeah.
Was it Gary?
I'm not saying anything.
It was Gary.
All right. Well, in order to keep Sevvy from revealing any further secrets, let's go to Chris. Chris, what's going on? Oh, Chris, are you there? Can you hear
not
me?
much. I'm just excited to be here. We finally.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you kind of...
you're cutting in and out.
Hello. Can anybody hear me?
Okay,
No.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
I don't think he can hear us anymore, or he's delayed.
Fantastic. Well, as I said, no, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, he's delayed for sure.
I can hear you. I'm going to hop out and hop back in.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. In the
So with
meantime,
that-
we have a question from chat. Well, no, let's do the question from chat after you introduce everybody.
Yeah, Frost, what's going on, man?
I am having a fun-filled time. I've just been playing games lately and watching all the fun that you guys had at Dallas without me. Being sad, my nails remain unpainted. I have very nice nails, and they're not painted. I'm kind of sad. But it was so much fun watching everybody doing all the stuff. I really wish I could have gone. I'm going to try next year to get everything figured out. But I've got feral cats to take care of. And I was telling them... Oh, go ahead.
You did get beard polish.
Yeah, I got a different kind of look to me yesterday. If you can see, I'll just show you. If anybody sees me start bleeding during this scene, I've got cuts all the way back here, and one that goes from the back of my left ear all the way down to here, because the feral cat that I'm getting used to people was sitting next to me outside. Another feral cat came up and started getting angry with him because he wanted to go to the food dish. He got upset. I moved. My glasses started to slip off my face, and he thought they were coming at him, so he reached up and grabbed them. He caught me all the way aside, almost got my eye, cut the back of there. I went inside kind of annoyed and looked at myself in the mirror because I'm like, what is all this? I had so much blood running down my face, and it soaked my beard. It was just dripping into the sink, and I'm like, oh. It was a good thing I don't get startled very easily. So, yeah, I'm pretty used to blood and gore, evidently.
Well, apparently you got a super chat, buddy.
Yeah, I thought you were cosplaying Clay, but your boot knife called.
Clay's boot knife.
I got your back. I got your back, buddy.
Thank you very much, boot knife. You know your name. You know your name. You have a secret name. Well, it's not that secret. It's in Secrets and Lies. Everybody else who's there knows the knife's name.
If I had to guess.
Thank you very much.
I know who it is.
What? So anyway, yeah, long story short, I'm just rambling. I'm doing a Sevvy story here. I'm sorry. I'm stealing her thunder. I am just writing. I sent Rudai some stuff, so when he gets down from the high of the convention, he'll come back and he'll say, what? Because a couple of the things incorporate some memes that may not be things that he wants incorporated in the game. But we'll see. We'll see.
Very good. Well, everybody loves an Easter egg. And speaking of Easter eggs, Chris, are you better now? I don't know what he has to do with Easter eggs, but...
I don't know. You tell me, Doc.
He's still delayed.
He's still a little bit delayed.
It's not as bad.
Sounded
Well,
better.
there's a
Can you guys
Rudai.
hear me?
Look, it's a Rudai.
He said he didn't ask for the nachos in his face. I find that hard to believe.
Oh, good.
Chris, have you ever had nachos in your face?
Well, I mean, not from somebody else.
Oh, he does it to himself. Okay, smear.
It's the new
Very
facial
good.
cream.
Sometimes you
Very
miss.
good.
Avocado wrap.
He has
Yeah.
an eating problem.
Yeah, people put avocado on their face all the time. I
Plates
just
are
don't know
hard.
about the nacho cheese. All right, so I do have some Eureka points to give out. So
We like those.
yeah, we do like those. So we do get one new gold membership, which, as you all remember, is permanent from Discord from Michaela. Thank you, Michaela.
Michaela.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then we also get, let's see, there was a silver gilded renewal from History Eraser Button. Thank you, Mr. History Eraser Button. So let's see, everybody gets 4 Eureka points, and these are permanent because they're from gold. And it looks like Nomi and I get an additional one from History Eraser Button. So that's great. Thank you, guys. And then
So we got 5 then.
no, let's see. It says here 5 Eureka points to Nomi and Moss.
No, I know.
I get
but
more
we
Eureka
get
points.
4 from that, and the other one, you said that one was permanent too, so 5. You get 6.
Or
Maybe the,
four
math,
and
maybe
five.
the math is incorrect on that.
So it's,
'cause
is it
silver-
4 and 5 or 5 and 6? I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna need some clarification.
Well, I meant like 4 and 1, but
Well,
maybe it is
I mean 4 for us, 5 for them.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And then- or
4,
5
and then
for
that other
them.
one. He said we get the 1.
Yeah, so
permanent, and then he said
silver.
we get 4 more permanent. So
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think I do believe you are correct. So you
Okay.
all would get 5, and then Nomi and I would get 6.
okay.
All right,
Got
and then Sip and Slytherin says, "Welcome home, Goddess Sevvy. We miss you and are glad you are back."
Thank you.
So you get, let's see, 2 $50 ability points or bonus dice, and then 5 Eureka points. 'Cause it
Wow.
looks like, yeah.
What is
Minor Miracle for $100. He sent $300. 1 Minor
Holy
Miracle.
shit!
okay? One
2
minor miracle. What is
1 Minor
that?
Miracle for everybody.
That restores sanity or no?
Minor Miracle ends any temporary bouts of madness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And gives you Eureka point. Was
And
that
gives
where
you
we got the
Eureka
one?
point.
Is that where we got the 1 Eureka point from that you told us?
No, this is separate.
Oh, okay.
And then, Sevvy, you get an additional 2 bonus die and then 5 Eureka points.
Okay.
So Slytherin coming in and dropping some dough.
Jesus.
Nice.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Was
I
that
wish
the
we were
royal
all-
we?
I wish we were all mad so that we could all.
I wish we all
Because
had
same.
chimps.
You just haven't found your
Yeah.
simp yet.
Yeah, I need a simp, seriously. All right. So I do believe. Oh, and by the way, just so you all know, if you hear any noises or sounds or creepy creaks in the floorboards or any monster noises, you can thank Sirenscape. I know I do. They don't give me any money to tell you about this, but they don't copyright strike the channel if I let you know that that's who we're using. So that's pretty cool either way.
Can we save the minor miracle for the bouts of madness for an emergency?
Yeah. Since we're not mad now.
So I would say no, and simply because that it would encourage people to donate if you are having a bout of madness.
Okay.
But-
okay.
Let's see. Yeah, because the way it's written, it's basically if there are any active bouts of madness, then they'll go ahead and end. And then a major miracle would restore some sanity points and also end those. So, with that, let's get into our episode recap.
All right.
Now, I wrote this last night while I was barely lucid, so I don't know how coherent it is, but I'll go ahead and read it out anyway. In our last and most climactic episode, our heroes finally ended the cultist threat on the RMS Adriatic and put an end to their skin-flaying terror. Now, having thoroughly cleansed the Adriatic of these dastardly cultists, our heroes finally touched solid ground on the port of London. To nobody's surprise, the Scotland Yard was waiting for them at port to take them in for questioning, led by Chief Inspector Gary T. Palumbo. However, to everyone's surprise, the inspector dropped them off in the Whitechapel district with no questioning at all. Now, with more questions than answers, the investigators now have their run of everything that the great city of London has to offer. After some research in the reading room at the British Museum and Library, they got some answers on the heinously horrific cult, the Brothers of the Skin. They discover ghastly tributes are in service to someone called the Skinless One. One might lose their appetite after learning of such aberrant acts, but not our heroes. After a fine evening meal prepared by the ever-surprising Clay, our heroes decide to adapt their legs to land by simulating the motion of the ocean. And it was here at the Double Down Club that our very own Jimmy became a man. Now reinvigorated and brimming with masculine vigor, our heroes make their way to St. John's Wood to finally reunite with the good Professor Smith. Here, India breaks her episode-long silence to release her feminine energies on the now toxic Jimmy with multiple slaps. While Professor Smith found the episode amusing, we find our heroes retiring to the parlor with refreshments brought by the loyal manservant Beddoes and tales of horror and triumph. And it is here on January 2nd, 1923 that we resume our drama and learn of Professor Smith's history with the Brothers of the Skin some 30 years prior.
Want me to swoosh?
Go ahead and swoosh. So, Jimmy, how does it feel to be toxic?
Gee whiz. I never thought of myself as toxic, but I'm really looking forward to not getting struck by Miss India ever again.
They don't call it the toxic 20s for nothing. How about a lucky strike?
All right.
Toasted.
So the last we left off, you had just asked Professor Smith about the Brotherhood of the Skin. Was that it specifically?
Yeah.
Or the
We
Brothers
talked
of the
about Joanna
And the skinless
Osterman
one.
and the skinless one, and he
Yeah.
said,
And he said it
And-
all started in, and then I don't know if he's... if you said-
1893.
1893.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right. So
Meanwhile,
I don't hear any... Oh, never mind. I hear the music now.
I hear no music.
Oh, I'm gonna have to restart it because
Boss is the worst.
What
well,
works
it's
for
doing
me
something,
is
but it's not
just
playing.
move the sound in
Oh,
the
there it goes.
browser, and that fix it. Yeah.
Well, I literally just started playing it as soon as you said you didn't hear anything. So,
Ah, well, that makes sense then.
all right. So, Professor Smith,
Dr. Smith.
the brothers of the Skin. That is a tale from some time ago, but it all started back in 1893. You see, there was a man in Constantinople named Selim Makriat.
Who?
Selim Makriat.
Can you spell that, sir?
That's SELIM space MAKRYAT.
Macreat, I got you. Thank you, good sir.
He had this dastardly ritual which he would perform by flaying men, women, children, and using that as tribute to what I came to know as the Skinless One. I don't know much about this Skinless One. I've been researching. Unfortunately, the resources for research are scant. But he formed this cult called the Brothers of the Skin, and I opposed it. And he has not seen right with me since. Now, back in '93, some other adventurers, such as yourselves, went to Constantinople in search of, well, one of his compatriots. Someone who led the, what was it? The Children of the Blood Red Fez. I don't remember the specifics of that whole venture, but what I do know is that from that time...
The blood red what? Fez? Like the hat?
Fez.
Yes, like
Fez,
that.
Mr. G.
Wait, can you spell it? Because I read
F-E-Z.
farce.
F-E-Z.
F-E-Z? Okay.
Yeah, so the
Oh,
Fez,
Ronnie.
you would know the Fez in the 1920s, especially, you know, in the Middle East as well as England, is actually a pretty popular headwear where it's just basically it's just a piece of fabric that goes around the head and it comes down to about here, and it's like a cylinder, but it's got like a tassel that hangs down from the top. He says, we had found one of my compatriots, another professor. His student had come into possession of a fez. And the fez itself sapped the energy from him. And so, the last anyone has seen of Mr. Salim Makriat was in pursuit of the leader of this cult, which was utilizing these fezes. But other than that, that's the last I know of Mr. Makriat and the Brothers of the Skin. As to if they're making moves nowadays, I've not heard otherwise. So you telling me that there's a Miss Joanna Osterman and others aboard the ship, which I unfortunately brought you onto, who are in service to this cult. Oh, it's troubling. You are muted, JT.
Scheiße, old boy. Dr. Smith, old boy, could you hazard a guess as to why they might have skinned this Taft fellow? What made his skin so appealing to them, other than that it was large?
Taft was, if I know my American government, which I don't particularly study too terribly closely, but Joseph Taft was indeed, an ex-president's son, which perhaps was interpreted to be more valuable.
Well, what did they do with these skins? Make crackle out of it?
That I don't know. I've not been able to get inside the cult, nor would I want to find out what exactly it is they do with them.
Well, I think we'd better find out.
I wouldn't dare go near them. They're
Well,
dangerous.
I can understand that. They do seem to have some kind of arcane trickery about them.
As did Salim.
They withered this poor man's hand.
It's fine now. This isn't what your Challenger lecture was about, though. Or was it?
Wait,
No, this is completely unbeknownst to me until you all just informed me of it just now.
Why are they so interested in him then?
you don't have any clue as to what they do with these skins, sir. What have you been learned from them? If nothing else, you would think that would be on the top of your list.
As I said, Salim Makriat was a very dangerous man.
Salim Mackerel sounds like a very dangerous man, but
Okay.
what could he do with these skins?
Moss, do you, can you tweak the music down? Did you see that there are people saying that it's a bit
Was it
too
loud?
I got
Vegas
it.
right
No,
now?
I got it because people were
Sevvy got it.
saying they couldn't hear it, so I moved it up so
Oh.
they could hear it.
And now they're
Oh,
like, stop
okay.
it, we can hear it.
Well, they said they could not hear it, so
And now they're just
Now
you
they
just
can
can't
hear it
please
very
them.
well.
You just can't please these people.
Ever since I came out against Salim Makriat and his formation of this cult, Well, he's not seen me with a friendly eye, and therefore I have not ventured back to Constantinople. So I've had no resources to find out what it is that he does with these skins. If he's even still alive.
Well, I'll tell you one person who's not alive anymore. That damn Osterman.
Well,
That bitch tried to have us locked up, and worse.
Taft and Kelly and Shaw and Hans, poor Hans.
Fuck Hans.
Well,
Language, Mr. G.
you know what they say, where there's one cockroach, there's 10,000.
And it looks like they're very interested in you.
Never trust the Germans.
Yeah, Joanna kept telling us that she needed to meet you face to face for some reason. You think it's possible they wanted you to skin you alive?
It's ghastly. I would certainly hope not. Perhaps I should double the watch.
Can I make a psychology roll? Does he seem like whatever? Or does
Yeah,
he
go
seem
ahead.
genuinely okay? 18, so it's a hard success.
Okay. You can definitely tell he seems concerned. Whenever you mentioned the Brothers of the Skin, he was taken aback. Like, he thought he wasn't going to hear about them again. Well, without getting too into details, he was surprised to hear that name. However, you don't feel as though he's being very forthcoming with everything he knows.
You know, old boy, what makes you so sure that one of us isn't after your skin? Because I can tell you, personally, that this brown woman over here is very violent and dangerous.
Clay is gonna just chuckle
Eldritch,
his head.
you're gonna feel these hands.
You see what I mean? Listen, I have a 45 pointed at you, and if you raise a hand to me, woman, I'm going to blow a hole in you. So I suggest you learn some mannerisms.
If only.
Hey,
Nomi
Miss
were
Miss
here.
India, we why don't we check out this beautiful place that we're at? Come on. Jimmy's gonna take her hand and lead her away, sensing another fight coming.
All right, she will follow.
You see what I mean? She's quite dangerous.
You're a slap in the other
I'm
room.
wondering, Professor Smith, did you happen to keep any of the research you did on the skinless cult or the Fez cult?
Well, I may have some.
Well, you know,
Yes.
memory is usually not the best. I know for myself, probably for everybody else as well. It might be good to look at those notes. Do you mind if we do that, particularly since they seem so intent on killing us and meeting you for whoever knows what reason?
And when she gets done talking, Clay is just going to kind of loom over the table, put his hands down there, and get his head closer to the professor, and just say, "We've known each other a while and done a lot of research back and forth. Are you holding back because you're protecting us? You don't need to protect us from what's going on. After what we've already seen, there's no point."
You get a look of recognition in his eyes, and you get the idea that you've
He's
read
not-
You've read him like a book.
He's not wrong, old boy. We've seen a few things ourselves, you know.
So let me get this pulled up real quick here.
That was out loud, right? You didn't whisper that?
Oh, that was very out loud.
Okay.
He doesn't whisper.
Yeah, so
Clay
you
doesn't
get-
really whisper.
You definitely get a hint of recognition in his face, and you've read him like a book. He says, "Well, I did not invite you here to get you involved in any of these affairs with cults. I simply wanted a reunion with people who I've grown to know and trust, and perhaps have you attend one of my lectures, which admittedly has nothing to do with this."
Well, let me ask you a question, old bean. Did you get us at the captain's table on that ship, Or was it them? Because obviously someone wanted us to be recognized and to talk to us and knew we knew you.
I had nothing to do with any of the events which occurred on the RMS Adriatic,
So that was
aside from getting you onto the ship.
So they knew we were there and we knew you.
But it was Joanna then.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't
beginning
know
to
how they
get
could have known.
suspicion of what they've been doing with the skins, but it's disgusting. It's not
Well,
something
what do
I
you
want to
think?
talk about.
Share it.
My thought is that they're using the skin through magic to impersonate people.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, obviously, because that Taft person, I don't think it was Taft.
I agree.
Well,
He came back
then-
completely different with a different personality.
But he didn't, he got very, very weird very quickly. So whatever it is, I don't think you can, I
Last
don't
long.
think it lasts for long.
Clay is going to just slam his fist down on the table, just in a kind of an unpleasant remembrance. He's just going to say, it doesn't last as long as you think it would.
Oh, so you do know what it is.
I have an inkling of what it is, and these sort of things take a toll on the person who does them.
Who do you think was wearing that skin?
If I may,
Kelly.
what I do know of the cult is that they seem to wish to summon this skinless one, an avatar of some outer god or some entity which they worship. If they, well, based on my own researches into summonings and cults, they wouldn't use the skins for themselves. They would use it in some sort of sacrificial manner.
Well, let me ask you this. Would this skinless one worship the Nahalotep or some sort of god like that? Because that's apparently what the spell one of them was using is part of his magic set, I guess you would say. I don't know. I know a little bit, but not enough.
Let me see.
Too much, I'd say.
Probably. Probably right.
Oh, he's gonna. Wow, that's very close. He's gonna spend one of his luck points to make that a success. Yes, that seems right. Nyarlathotep, an outer god, chaos, the walking chaos, I believe he's called.
Beats the hell out of me, man.
Crawling chaos. It's. I'm not terribly well read in the subject matter, but
Does that name sound familiar at all? Is that a Cthulhu mythos thing or an occult thing? By the way, people are still saying people are saying the piercing noise is still. They said it's stream poison, so I don't know. They don't like that. They don't like.
I don't hear it that loud,
okay.
but
Well,
I
coming through
I
Sirenscape,
said it,
it
yeah,
must be
I said
different.
it
That's
myself.
okay.
so-
I'll
Here, let
move
me,
it down
I'll,
more.
I'll change the. I'll change the music.
No,
Make it less. Yeah, actually make it music and not sharp knife noises.
What? That's insanity creeping into your minds. We're just sharing with you guys.
I have Sevvy to do that. I don't need music. for that.
So, Clay is gonna roll occult to see if that name seems familiar, but he's horrible at occult. So,
He said.
Oh, I thought you
Nyarlathotep?
were asking.
Clay was asking because he was just like, yeah, he's like the crawling chaos specifically when you said that. But he's not good at occult, so he's just gonna roll and probably fail horribly. Yep, he's got a 5.
Okay.
Shall I roll as well? I would like to know if it's part of the Cthulhu mythos thing.
If you would like, you can roll Cthulhu Mythos if you want to.
That's what I was gonna do, and I'm gonna use one of my thingamajiggies too because it's low. And I would. Well, that's right. It doesn't go up. Ah, fuck it. Well, that was a waste.
Okay.
One day I'll roll low for that. Not that it matters.
Okay. Yeah. You all. I mean, you've heard the name several times at this point, but you don't really know anything about him. Very mysterious. Very mysterious indeed.
Professor Smith said that the skins will be used in a sacrificial manner. Can he tell us more about it? Like what he meant?
Well, perhaps some sort of offering. I don't know in what form. Perhaps they burn. Perhaps it's
Well, what makes one skin more valuable than another's for this sacrifice?
I suppose that would be up to the skinless one.
Well, what I mean is, why would you take a famous person's skin and not just your regular run-of-the-mill ruffian like what's her face over there?
Well,
They did both.
if perhaps, and this is me merely guessing, an avatar of an outer god of chaos might appreciate a tribute of one notable, for the news of their death may create chaos itself. That's my best guess as to why, but I suppose that perhaps that's the that's the judgment of those who are offering the sacrifice. It may mean nothing at all.
Maybe because he's related to the ex-president, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Or he was just a powerful individual. Presence.
Wasn't powerful enough to see that coming, that's for sure.
Prescience doesn't equal power. So, those notes.
Oh, yes. So,
That was Clay kind of being Clay.
so what I can remember, there is an artifact by the name of the Sedefkar Simulacrum.
One more time.
Sedefkar. Sedefkar Simulacrum.
Wait, can
Thank
you
you, sir.
say that again? Sorry, I grabbed the kitty.
The Dafcar Simulacrum.
Cough simulacrum.
Sedefkar. Simulacrum.
Can you type it in like the chat?
Kitty.
There you go.
Hey, kitty.
And according to legend, it is an evil occult artifact of great magical power. However, it was taken apart at the end of the 18th century and scattered across Europe. To the best of my knowledge, Salim Makriat was hoping to reassemble the simulacrum.
What is the purpose of this thing?
Well, I'm not sure. Perhaps he was hoping to gain some sort of additional power. What the hell was that? Did you hear that?
The whispering?
Yeah.
Is it part of the sound set?
It shouldn't have been.
Do we have an unknown user in here whispering at us?
Is a rude hiding
Oh,
in the back?
it was Chris. It was Chris.
Sarsaparilla. No, I just started adding some.
Because there's a, so if I'm looking at, not to give too much of it aside, but if I look at Sirenscape, there's a little button here that says community content, but it's not activated. So
Community
either way.
content, activate.
So what does this have to do with the Fez? Or does the Fez just have to do with Salim?
The Fez had to do more with Salim and his compatriots. He was not necessarily, to my understanding, involved with the Fez, but his protege was. However, the simulacrum, to my understanding, it is, as I said, a great source of magical power, but he needs to gather information, scrolls, Sedefkar scrolls, specifically from my research. He needs to gather those gather the pieces and reassemble the simulacrum in order to gain this terrible power, which apparently the simulacrum possesses.
I must know more about this simulacrum you speak of.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy then. We find the pieces of the scrolls and we keep them away from him.
Do you have any more writings about it?
To the best of my knowledge, it was separated into several pieces. It was disassembled in Paris. The owner was one Comte Finlalic, who just lost it prior to the French Revolution. There may be a part of it which still lies in France.
So it was disassembled around the revolution, or was it disassembled much earlier?
It was disassembled just prior to the French Revolution.
Okay, just prior to it.
Do the pieces hold powers individually, or is it only useful as a whole item?
That I am unaware of. To my understanding, the pieces can only be destroyed if if they're all together and assembled.
Why would one want to destroy such power?
Just give him a look. That should be self-evident.
Is it?
Look at everyone else. Yes.
Does one really need to explain why that much power should not be in the hands of
Well, obviously
one
not
person?
them. I just meant in general.
I would have thought you'd never want power like that in the hands of someone for it.
As long
You've
as
heard the
it
phrase
exists.
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
As long as it exists, people who want to do evil will try to get it.
Yes. Seems they would.
So getting a piece or getting the scrolls to stop them from getting a piece isn't enough. We have to get the pieces ourselves and destroy it. Wonderful.
Now, I also know of general locations of some of the other pieces. Now, I do know that Napoleon's soldiers carried a piece to Venice when they invaded it.
Mm-hmm.
While another piece made its way to Trieste at the same time. I'm not sure what became of it, but perhaps there's a man there named Johann Winkelmann. He works at the museum. He may be able to help you, if you choose to search this out.
I think you already knew we were going to search this out. Or else why would we be here?
It was my intention to avoid bringing this upon you, yet here we are. However, there may also be a piece in the kingdom of Serbs, the Croats and the Slovenes. The National Museum of Belgrade. Start there. Dr. Milovan Todorovic is the curator there. He and I have had some correspondence over the years.
What was his name?
Dr. Milovan. Here, I will type it in the chat.
I know Jimmy's not here, but I'm still taking notes, so thank you.
Let me see.
Kitty, please.
Oh, I got that one right. I spelled it all right.
Oh, you did it over there. Todorovic.
Yeah, because then you can just drag and drop it into your nose. That's handy.
Oh, well, that'd probably make the writing part easier.
He continues. He says, one part was lost near Sofia during the Bulgarian War in 1875. At that time, things of value were hidden from invaders, so it may be buried somewhere.
Bulgaria, what year?
During the Bulgarian War in 1875.
What's the location?
It's near Sofia.
Sophia.
Sophia, like the name?
Yes, Italy.
Okay.
Let's see. The final piece, to my knowledge, was in circulation in Paris just after the Great War and was sold to someone from Milan, although I'm not sure who.
So there's two in Paris.
Well, to my knowledge, that piece was sold to someone from Milan.
Milan.
Okay.
It was my intention in the near future to assemble these pieces and destroy them myself, but it is quite dangerous and age is getting the better of me. And as you can see, he pats his belly. I enjoy the finer things a bit much for that kind of travel these days.
We're no spring chickens, some of us either.
We're fine. So, there are 6 pieces then? Or are there more?
Those are the pieces that I know of.
Ah.
And that should account for all. There's a head, each arm, the torso, and the legs.
Okay. Then you mentioned scrolls. The scrolls are what lead you to them? Or the scrolls? Because you said Selim had to find scrolls.
The scrolls are what give the pieces their power. You need the scrolls in order to access the power within the simulacrum. It is an occult writing of what origin, I'm not sure, but I do know that Selim had read them at one point, and they've also been scattered to the wind. Although I do not know where.
Well, going to the museums might be key to that, or, well, if we run into more of these wonderful, wonderful cultists.
Come, shall we talk about finer things? Things not of the occult. These are dark tidings that you bring to my doorstep, and I'd hoped this to be a happy reunion.
Well,
First, let me tell you about the time that Jimmy started dancing with India Maria.
Oh. Please do
Jimmy's
that.
ears are burning.
speaking of that, we should make sure she's not choking him to death somewhere. They're very quiet.
Well, if you don't hear any screaming, it means he's alive.
Well, he is a man now.
Last time you checked, somebody being choked
it is.
cannot scream.
You would slap him first.
That is true.
They would come
What
with
if she's-
screaming.
What if she's changing your methodology up? This could be Bart Simpson getting choked, kind of.
Well, he does seem to like to be slapped, so
He did
it's not
say he liked
necessarily a
it.
bad thing.
I did pay extra last night, so yes.
No. They had quite a lovely time. I had no idea that Jimmy even knew how to dance.
He's such an adequate dancer.
Smith, old boy, I thought you spend most of your time debunking these sort of things. Are you telling me you're a believer now?
Oh, I've always been a believer. Why do you think I debunk the preposterous? It is my aim to perhaps get some sort of field of study on a legitimate, funded field of study on the supernatural and the arcane and occult. Right now, there are not enough of us who can give anyone answers.
Why do you think that is?
Perhaps it's because people don't want to believe it. It defies the laws of everything that we've come to understand.
Do you think it's they don't want to believe it, or maybe they can't handle what they find?
I think you may be right on both counts.
Does seem to be accurate from my studies.
Clay is going to get up and go over to, I'm assuming he has in this area we're in, a little bar area next to his readings and stuff.
Yeah, actually, if you get up against the wall, you see what looks to be a globe, but it's probably 3 feet in diameter, and it's got a little knob on it. If you pull up the knob, you see there's actually several little glass tumblers in there with all kinds of different whiskeys and scotch
Nice.
and bourbon.
Nice.
Definitely going in there and finding, a bourbon or a rye. I have one of those globes, by the way.
It's very nice.
I feel like
My buddy of mine has one.
I feel like this would have been a place where Jimmy took Miss Maria. Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
you
Mr.
actually-
York. Say, you got to try this stuff.
Oh, you're still alive. Good.
Jimmy.
Just look over at India, smile.
India's just staring at him, giving him the side eye.
Do either of his cheeks look freshly slapped, or?
No, somehow you've been able to avoid getting slapped so far, but she hasn't really said much to you, other than the occasional, mm-hmm.
Jimmy's been trying to impress her with his skills in mixology.
Oh God.
But you do find yourself a very nice rye.
Nice. And start enjoying that and just wander around. He has a lot of books in here, I think, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I start looking for info.
Okay. What exactly are you looking for?
Clay is specifically going to look up if he can find anything about the Sedefkar manuscripts or scrolls or whatever they're called. He's just interested because it's words.
I'm looking for anything that's like a spell, any kind of magical power or gaining magical power.
Okay, give me just a second here.
In fact, I will spend a point.
All right, go ahead. And make me a library use roll.
I suck at it, but I'm going to use one of my...
Holy shit!
Look at that. I'm going to do it as well, but I'm not going to do that well.
All right.
Oh, I missed by 2. I'm not going to spend any luck because...
A negative one, sir. Negative one.
You're good.
Okay. Let me see what he's got.
There's a book that says Magic for Beginners.
Yeah, Magic for Dummies.
And it's card tricks.
No, you know what I want, boy.
But they're tarot card tricks.
Okay, so
How to fold yourself in half.
a lot of what you find, you don't actually find anything in regards to the scrolls themselves, and as far as like spells or anything like that. What you do find is the records that he has of the blood red fez.
Ooh.
You start looking through, and you see that there are actually several spells within.
Mm.
Do you want to take the time to study them?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so give me a mythos roll real quick.
I'm gonna spend some for that one too, because I suck it.
You did it. You success.
Yes. Give me knowledge, Moss.
Okay, so you come across a spell.
Yes.
This music is perfect because we're all gonna die.
Yes.
You come across a spell which is entitled Favorite of Yog-Sothoth.
Ooh, favorite
Oh shit.
of Yog-Sothoth. What
Now,
does it do?
basically, what it does. Let's see. It allows you to commune with Yog-Sothoth,
Ooh.
but it says there is a sacrifice required, and the caster must, or I'm sorry, the sacrifice must be wearing a blood red fez.
Blood red fez.
Jimmy must be wearing a blood red fez. Got it.
So India must wear a blood red fez.
Yeah.
Okay, if you look at my camera, this is the image I got for the other backup character I made.
I hope nothing happens to poor Clay.
Damn it. I don't like being prescient.
I'm having second thoughts about this internship, Miss
So
Lydia.
let's me talk to him. I
Too
need
late
to
to
have
sign the
someone
paper.
just wear a hat. That's the sacrifice, or I need to kill them.
Well,
It's a fashion choice, not a death.
you basically what you understand is you have to have a sacrifice, whether willing or unwilling, doesn't matter. But that sacrifice needs to be wearing a blood red fez.
Oh, you mean like a sacrifice?
Yes.
Not just the blood, but the whole sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do I get any Cthulhu mythos for that Cthulhu mythos?
I believe. Let me look up the rules on that again because I can't remember exactly how that works.
And do I lose sanity?
Yes, you lose. You actually do lose sanity doing a short study on it.
Well, I better get some freaking points then, Moss.
That is 1d4 sanity you lose.
Oh, 1d4. Oh, Lord. Is it current or max?
Always from current.
Okay. I don't care then.
But then, if you, whenever you gain Cthulhu Mythos,
Did that not work?
Cthulhu Mythos will lower it, yes.
Cthulhu Mythos will lower your max.
Oh, well, that's fine. Did that not?
It's not in the table.
Oh, fuck. That's too bad because I think it was a 1. Fuck.
Worse.
Fuckity fuck.
Moss, I looked up something and I'm gonna blow my own mind here by looking this up because I was trying to remember because somebody asked in chat if there was a system for recovering luck points. I said I don't think so, but I looked at the book. There is in fact one. After each session of play, the player can make an improvement check on their luck, like normal. I was like,
Ooh.
Oh, you can?
really?
Oh,
Yeah,
this is new to me.
But it's under the optional rules. It's part of spending luck. So
Okay,
it's not an
okay.
optional rule separate from spending luck. It's part of the whole thing of spending luck because spending luck is an optional rule in and of itself.
Right. Okay.
But if you allow the players, it says if you allow the players to spend luck to do stuff, you can allow them to recover luck points, or you should allow them to restore luck points.
All right.
But basically,
Moss.
it's like any other thing we have to try and improve. It's not guaranteed at the end of each session.
Two things, Moss. One, Orman said he'd send me a super if I sacrificed India. And 2, did I get a Cthulhu roll or a point or what do I get?
Yeah, so there's, I'm trying to find the specific section because a full study requires quite a bit of time. However, okay. So with this, you would actually gain +4 Cthulhu Mythos.
Ooh, and how much sanity do I do?
An equivalent amount.
Oh boy. And that's from permanent, you said. Scheiße.
Correct.
Alrighty, buddy. Alrighty. Looks
Boss,
like
you
we're
got
going.
a question in Discord that I sent to you. From
Looks
chat.
like we're going crazy. Where's the? Where's the button to do your main stats to change them? It should just change, right? It's not.
I think you're just type on top of it.
That's what I thought too, but in the sanity one, it's not working.
In the max?
Yeah.
Did you update your Cthulhu Mythos already? Because it might just do it automatically.
Oh, it might have done it automatically then. Okay. Yeah. I think it did. Okay, I think I had 69, so that makes sense. Yeah. You are correct, sir. Cool. Gonna have to find a good is. Now,
Do you are you going to talk to Professor Smith about it a little bit more?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Basically, he tells you that the fezzes were actually all destroyed.
The people
however,
or the actual fest?
The fezzes, the fezzes themselves, they were all destroyed. He says, that is a dangerous work you're reading. Are you sure that's something you want to get into?
Oh, I'll be fine.
Okay, so are you looking to do a full study of it?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So it's going to take some time.
Yep.
So he says, actually, you know what? Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
If you would.
God damn it. Where's? Oh, hold on. I'm in the wrong mode.
Corner Pub Gamer says, "Sorry, Nomi, Yog ate your character."
Not good.
Not good. He says, out of the goodness of my conscience, I cannot allow you to keep that book. It's a terrible piece of information. In fact, I'm not sure why I even still have it on the shelf.
Well, golly, it seems awful important to Mr. G. Won't you give him another chance? I'm gonna try to persuade him.
Dr. Smith, my friend, I need this knowledge. You don't understand.
Is it precious to you?
He's a scholar, a really important one.
He says, well,
Damn wizard.
It's very
Yes.
precious to you.
it's quite precious to me.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
I'm not going to take it from you. I just want to spend some time.
You rolled
studying it, sir.
You rolled operate heavy
Gosh
machine.
darn it.
No, John Gordon says Morgan Freeman.
don't know why I
he did
grabbed-
I heard the whispers again.
I
Yeah.
think it has something to do with this. Here, let me change this.
It's a
up.
Sirenscape thing. Did you see what
Trying to
John
make
Gordon
this
said?
crazy.
John Gordon's comment? Morgan Freeman.
What's
He did not turn out fine.
Andy Dufresne.
Eldritch
Oh,
is going
shoot.
mad with power.
Okay, so it didn't work.
You people have very bad observations.
Could I try to push it?
Yeah, you can try to push it if you want. Are you gonna? You can use.
Fuck.
You can use
All right, I'm gonna try to push it.
Eureka dice as well, or Eureka points if you want.
I've only got a few permanent ones. Oh, jeez. I don't know if I want to. Oh, all right. Yeah, you know what? I'll burn one of my permanents. Did we get any temporary ones?
Yeah,
we should have had
you got one temporary one for sure.
Yeah, and we got
And then
5 permanent.
no, and then Simpin, Slytherin. Yeah.
Okay.
Timber Slytherin, what?
He's
Yeah,
one
you
that
got
gave
it.
us a miracle.
He gave us the
Okay, so I
temporary.
was gonna say,
Yep.
pretty please, and all right, here we go. For all the
You got
marbles,
this.
Mr.
You
G.
got this. You suck.
Oh no. With that, he gets up and snatches the book out of oh god, why can't I remember your name? Eldritch's hands. He says, "Absolutely not. I should have had this book destroyed." But
Clay's just gonna raise his glass to the doctor and just nod at him, like, yeah.
That would be an unwise decision, Doctor.
and please, would you enlighten me as to why, Eldritch?
Because you said you want to gain information and prove these things to be real and in the hands of people who can use them for the proper things, like learning. And if you destroy them, that knowledge will be lost forever.
You've not seen what I've seen.
I've seen enough.
Make me another persuasion roll. Or
I'm gonna spend some points.
or fast talk, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, persuasion's fine. We don't have that fast talk thing.
Clay is looking at that book very closely and just memorizing what it looks like. Just,
Son of a bitch!
He says, he snaps. Beddoes, please take this book away. We must dispose of it. In fact, I almost forgot that we had it. I'm not quoting Rings of Power.
You killed Ice Troll in 4.5 seconds or anything like that? I'm just asking for a friend.
I have not killed an ice troll. Do I look like some heroic blonde woman?
Now that you mention it, no.
Oh, God.
Neither does she.
I don't know. It sounds like a line from a really, really terrible story.
Yes, it was written by one of my.
What is the
compatriots.
harm in this book if there are no more of these blood red fezzes to be used? It is just information at this point.
Because within this book is a spell to create new one.
I see.
And Clay is just looking at the doctor and he just goes, stop selling him on the book. Don't. You're making no.
These fezzes, trust me when I say, they are not something you would trifle with. Whenever fezzes themselves would sap the energy from the wearer and eventually kill them. That is something that I cannot in good conscience allow back into the world.
Clay is going to drink his drink and then he's going to stand up and head towards the lavatory.
So
He's
now
trying
you
to
are.
watch where Beddoes is taking the book.
So now you are
Okay.
the master of knowledge.
Okay. Are you being stealthy about it?
He is not being stealthy, but he's just kind of like walking and stretching, and he just nods to him and then walks over to the bathroom because this is his method of stealth. It's just being very obvious. Like he's walking through like, I'm an oblivious Clay. You don't see me, but you do.
Doctor, I think this is a foolish idea. I walk away and I grab Jimmy. Come with me, boy.
And you see
where are we going, Mr. G?
Beddoes
Right over here in the
takes-
corner where no one else.
He takes the book, wraps it in a towel, and actually walks upstairs.
Okay,
Jimmy,
got it.
out of earshot of everyone else. Jimmy, you must procure that book. You cannot be allowed to destroy that knowledge.
Okay. How you want me to do it, Mr. G?
I would say stealthily, but I don't know if you're capable. So find a way. It is imperative.
Well, yeah, I feel like you might be betting on the wrong horse, Mr. G, but I'll certainly give it the old college try.
Just be as inconspicuous as possible.
Inconspicuous. Got it.
Good.
When Clay comes back to the bathroom, he hopes that the room is still in the same state it was and not like Dr. Julian on the floor unconscious from a candlestick wound.
Okay.
What happened? He fell.
So, okay. Just so that I have a since we're about to do Jimmy's stealth mission, just so that I have the layout properly. Professor Smith just went upstairs, or is he
Not
still
Smith.
down here with us?
Smith is down here.
first-
Bellows.
No,
Bellows
you don't
put it
know.
in a thing.
But Jamie doesn't know where he went though. So only Clay does. So all you know is he left the room.
No,
you
he
don't
took
know.
the book in front of us and went upstairs. He said we were there.
No, Clay followed him outside of the room and saw him put it in a towel and then go upstairs. We
He walked
didn't
out of the
see
room
it.
with the book.
Correct.
Yeah,
Oh.
we only saw him walk out of the room with the book. We don't know where he went. So Jimmy can go
Okay.
try and figure it out, but he does not know where he went.
Okay, so Professor Smith is where again?
In the
He's
room.
out of the room.
He's not
no,
in the
Professor
room.
Smith is in the room. He's in the
Bellows took.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
do know that, right?
He handed Beddoes the
Beddoes
book and
left
Beddoes
the room.
left.
Yeah, he handed. Yeah. He handed Smithers
Okay,
the
so-
book.
Jimmy
Perhaps I
is
wasn't
going
quite
to.
clear enough.
All right, so Mr. Gore is going to hate this, but Jimmy's going to try to rope Miss India into accompanying him because he is forming a plot. I have a cunning plan.
It will end
What is
well.
it now, Jimmy?
He's already failed.
What did I tell you? Okay.
I know who's wearing
Miss
that
Maria.
fez.
Won't you accompany me? Mr. Smith, just follow my lead, okay? He says to Maria.
Yes, James.
Well, golly, only my mother calls me James, sir. You could just call me Jimmy. Miss Maria and I was hoping that we could see more of your lovely home.
Oh, yes, of course. As soon as Beddoes gets back, I'll have him take you on a tour.
Super.
And Clay is going to come
And,
over to them. Just get himself another drink and like kind of look at Jimmy, guessing what's going on, and just kind of like just motion with his hand, hidden from the doctor, just kind of motion him over. Like he's getting him a drink.
Okay,
So he's pouring alcohol in 2 glasses.
So Jimmy goes with India in tow. He comes over.
And he's going to hand the glass past Jimmy to India and then lean into Jimmy and just say, if you're going through with this idiotic plan, then Beddoes took the book upstairs wrapped in a towel.
Are you rolling stealth to make sure nobody heard you?
If I need to, I'm not sure how sneaky, but I can.
I'll tell
I'm
you
not good
what.
at it.
I would say, here, let me do this then.
Okay.
Wait, how did you know?
How did I know what?
What he was going to do?
How did I know he was going to do? Oh, he's just assuming because suddenly they're like deciding they're going to leave the room. He's like, I know what he's doing. Oh, nice.
Mr. York, a word.
He's going to turn around with the other glass in his hand.
Mr. York, perhaps I wasn't clear when I said the contents of that book are horrific and do not belong in the minds of someone like Mr. Eldridge Gore.
He is insane. I know that. But we are adults and we are on the path of following these monsters. Anything we have at our disposal could help us. I didn't want to involve you. I didn't want to bother your conscience. I wanted to do this surreptitiously so you didn't feel like you contributed to it.
And so you thought stealing the book might ease my conscience.
Oh, yes.
Roll me a persuade roll.
Stealing?
What? Oh, he's not good at persuasion, but he's going to use a point here. We're going to try it.
Steal the book, Jimmy. Start a cult, Jimmy.
Stealing? You think Mr. York's trying to steal from you?
I used a point on it.
Oh, so. Wow. He says,
he's like, you know what I've talked about with you before. You know what I've seen.
Yes, Mr. York, I'm well aware. And of the lot of you, I trust you probably the most. And if this is in your judgment, perhaps you can keep them straight.
He's just going to think to himself.
At this point, Beddoes comes back into the room, and immediately Professor Smith looks back at him and says, Beddoes, fetch the book. At which point, Beddoes nods and immediately turns back around and walks back up the stairs.
Does he do it, Tim Conway?
Put the book away, Bellows. Fetch the book, Bellows.
No, Beddoes actually, he's a very loyal manservant. He does it without any expression. He just does as he's told.
Okay.
And
so we're not going to get the Jimmy stealth mission?
Oh. Roll his eyes. Come on.
About a minute later, Beddoes returns with the book and hands it over to Clay.
Thank you. Brian C. says, yes, Moss, you have not seen what Clay has seen.
That is true.
Different things, but also the centerfold of the book is 100-point sanity loss from Gamera. Was a nice touch there too. Not going to open the book, not going to look at it. He's just going to, is it wrapped in the towel still, or did you take it out? Okay.
Yeah, it's wrapped.
He's just going to say, do you mind if I take your towel? I don't want to break a set. And just kind of smirk at him.
By all means.
Good.
It's one of the guest towels anyway.
For those people. So, yeah, he's going to go get himself another drink with the book kind of clutched in his big, meaty caveman paw.
Wow. Mr. York sure knows how to handle people, doesn't he? He's sort of saying this to India.
I don't know. Does he actually hear that?
He's still holding her hand, by the way.
Oh, Jesus, it's very sweaty. I just don't know if I should let go.
She looks down and she's like, ugh.
Whoops. Sorry, Miss Maria.
Role play amongst yourselves for just a second. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Clay is going to try and listen to see if he actually heard what you said. We'll see if Moss lets me do the roll later, but I'm going to do the roll and see if he actually heard. He did not hear that at all. He's just like distracted by everything else. It's like, So look over at Camellia and say, ma'am, and just hold the book out to her. Would you mind holding on to this until Eldridge has needs of it? I don't want him reading it right now. He just looks over at Eldridge. He's like,
Do give it to Eldridge in a little bit. Kind of wondering, Eldridge, do you think you'll be able to find information about how to destroy the hats? I'm assuming they made them. They know how to make more.
If the information is there, I will learn all that I can.
Well, I mean, is there anything else that we need to be here for other than just chit-chat with Professor Smith?
I'm sure he has more information to share with us before we leave.
Also, it'd be a bit rude to just leave.
That as well.
Well, it sounds like we have 6 places to go. Paris, Venice, something that sounded like Trieste.
Trieste, yep.
I go and pour myself a...
Belgrade, Italy, and Milan. Sofia in Italy and Milan.
Yeah, Sophia's in Bulgaria.
How do you suppose we get there?
Train, likely.
Train. We're gonna have to procure some train tickets for this. Do you think that we need to stick around for the lecture? Do you think we can get going?
Well, we have a few things to get taken care of, so I would say I have a few telegrams to send, so I'd like to do more, but I can't do that until tomorrow.
Makes sense, and there is the concern too that what if they make it to the lecture to try and harm the good professor? Perhaps we should be there for support.
That, I like the way you think.
Professor Smith, have you considered getting some police presence at your lecture?
I suppose I could, but under what auspices would I do that? I have no real evidence of any potential crime. The police are not known to just hand out their resources willy-nilly.
We're
It's
technically
true.
the only danger that anyone is
What if
following surrounded him.
what if a death threat happened to fall in the hands of Scotland Yard?
A death threat?
Yes,
As if someone was planning to come and kill me.
exactly.
But who?
I don't know. I might. Wait, do they have phones back in the 1920s?
Yeah.
Okay, can I borrow your
yeah.
phone for a little bit?
Here's one right here.
Okay, I'll go to a
Oh, that's
phone
dope.
and call my mob connections in Chicago and ask them if they can do a back around way to make sure that a death threat comes, saying that there is a plan to kill Professor Smith at the lecture, but make sure it doesn't get traced back to them.
Okay. Okay. So the way that the phones work, especially if you're calling internationally,
Sure.
you have to contact the operator, who would then have to
Contact another operator.
who would have to contact the person
My
you're trying to
God.
contact and have them give you a call back.
Are you serious? Okay.
Yes.
Or I'll contact the operator so they can contact the other operator and I'll wait for the fucking phone call, I guess.
And usually, you would know, usually this takes probably a day or two.
When is the lecture?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, did they even have international calls? I think you need like a radio for that.
They have international calls, yeah. It's just
They do?
they had to do it through a certain, there's specific kind of switchboards you had to go through. And usually it was, you'd contact and say, hey, you, and then the other person would get the thing on the other end. And then they would say, okay, we'll call you back at this number. And you had to wait for the other party to get back to you, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how that worked.
Yeah, it ain't
Okay.
easy.
would I know any mob in England?
Well, let me take a look, because I think you might have something that describes just that. Let me see. So if you look at your inventory, you've got a specific item in there. Might help you out.
My signet ring?
Yep.
Okay. So I will. Does that mean that I can have to go outside in the wild and look for people?
Correct.
Mm.
Okay.
But by the way, first transatlantic phone call happened in 1927.
Oh.
So
Nice.
4 years from
Wow.
now, they'll be able to do it. So, but yeah, right now it'll be what Clay's doing. Telegraphs.
Yep, telegraphs.
Just telegrams or telegraphs?
What time is it right now?
Right now, it is about noon.
Okay. Well, maybe I can do some digging, and I can be back and meet with you guys back at Clay's place, unless you guys are spending the entire day here.
you're going to wander out in London alone tonight, you're saying?
Well, it's noon right now.
Oh.
Yeah, Clay,
Clay's
do you
just
want...
sitting here. He's been drinking. He's like, oh.
Well, Clay, actually, you might be good to have around. Do you want to come with me?
Where we go? Well, I do have to send a telegram or two, so that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, Professor, we'll see what we can do to keep you safe.
I would greatly appreciate that. Yes.
I'll give the book to Eldritch
Surely
since we're heading out.
Surely, if there's any way that I could repay you, I'd be happy to do it.
Don't die?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can manage that.
Okay. All right. So I'll give the book to Eldritch, and then head out with Clay.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well,
so
I'm not bringing
Clay,
the book out in the open.
So Clay, you brought your truck. Is everybody going with you?
That's the question. If everybody wants a ride where we're going, everybody should hop back in the truck. If not, can stay. Because I mean, he could have everybody come back, drop them back off at his place because it's not incredibly far. I mean, it's a ways off, but not incredibly far because we're slightly out of town.
Where are you going?
Probably going to drop you back to Clay's place, unless we're going to.
I'm going to find the mob.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give us a ride back. That'd be fine. Thank you.
And I guess it depends on whether or not Jimmy and India are looking for the mob or hanging out with Eldritch to make sure he doesn't summon anything untoward.
I don't know who wants us to come with. Where do you think we'd be the most useful?
I think you're gonna get killed by the mob. I might not be able to protect you. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so not with.
You could stay in the truck.
Uh-oh.
No.
He died.
Not with
Oh boy.
Miss Spaziani. Got it.
He's roboting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess I'm staying in.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. You said
We're
he's
losing
staying.
you a little bit. Yeah, I think he stayed in the house. Yeah. Or the truck, either way, but regardless.
Truck. Vroom vroom. I'll stay in the truck.
Stay in the truck. Oh, you're staying in the truck, not staying with Eldritch. Okay. And then I guess that means India would probably be, it'd be safer to have her in the truck as well and not with Eldritch.
Yeah,
because
so they
Eldritch
don't
might not
kill
be-
each
Is
other.
Is Eldritch staying behind?
He's going back to Clay's place.
Then that's probably where Jimmy should be.
Okay. All right. Does that mean India is also going to stay back there? I don't know. I guess that's up to Moss, kind of.
But yeah, Nomi's not here.
Yeah, India would probably stay back.
Okay.
She's not super familiar with the criminal underworld, so far as I understand.
You think she would stay with us?
Well, there's
Good point.
lots of room
Yeah,
in the place.
Yeah, she'll ride with Camilla
Yeah.
and Clay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Well, that way,
I'm
I
gonna
guess it's
lock
good. There's
myself
three
in
of
the
us.
room and read the book
Okay.
alone.
Mr. Gore, you give a holler if you need anything. All right.
He just walks in the door, takes all his clothes off, so he's naked, walks into the room alone, locks the door.
Don't worry, Jimmy. I will.
This is normal. This is totally normal. This is just how I read.
Okay.
What an
So,
odd thing to say.
Camellia, Clay, where would you like to go?
I'm going to leave that up to Camellia because Clay, knows where certain spots are, like the brothels and a few different gambling places and a couple places where he may or may not have taken part in a bare knuckle boxing match, but that's about it.
Well,
Okay.
gambling, we have mob around.
Maybe.
I'm looking at the London map.
The London map itself probably wouldn't give you as much information about the shadier places. Find something on there that piques your interest, by all means.
I mean, I really do feel like they would be mobbed by the casino areas.
Okay. So do you want to? Are you wanting to head back down to the Double Down Club? Is that where you're
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah, maybe talk
Okay.
to Nightingale or something and see.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So by the time you all make it down to the Double Down Club, it's probably about 1 o'clock. There's not. You walk in and there's not a whole lot of people, although the coat check is still there and does offer to take your coats. Thank you, sir. And same as last time, you have a waiter comes up. He's holding a tray and offers to take drink orders.
Just rye, like normal.
Not for me. Does this waiter look knowledgeable, or what does he look like? New?
Give me a psychology roll. Okay. You can tell based on his posture and the look on his face, he's very professional. He knows what he's doing. He's probably been around here for a while.
Perfect. And he's the one I want to talk to. I'll ask for some cocktail. And
Some cocktail. That's our special today.
yes. And when he comes back, I will say, my good man, you seem like you're somebody that has a lot of observational skills. I'm wondering if you can help me, well, point me in the right direction. And I'll kind of like flash my signet ring, and assuming like mobs have signet rings of that kind. Does it look familiar to him at all?
You see a look of recognition cross his face, and he says, "Man, please, just a moment." And you see he actually disappears into one of the rooms off to the side.
Yep. I'll just drink my cocktail and wait.
Okay.
I had him bring you a Mary Pickford, which is it's basically rum, pineapple juice, grenadine, and maraschino liqueur.
Oh, thank you.
It's very pink.
Okay. I don't drink cocktails, so I don't know that much about cocktails.
It's basically rum, pineapple juice, and cherries.
Nice.
All right. So the waiter comes back, and he says, right this way, Miss Baziani."
Come on, Clay.
He's just gonna look down at a ring and wow. He's gonna hold up his hand. He has a Freemason ring, and he's like, mine doesn't get me in anywhere.
And he leads you off into one of these side rooms where you see a couple of gentlemen sitting around a poker table playing cards. And the room is actually filled with both pipe and cigar smoke. There are a number of empty glasses on the table. And it's almost hard to breathe. It's filled with so much smoke in here.
Does India get all of them?
What's that?
For smoking? India.
India actually doesn't care.
Weird. It's almost like she doesn't like you.
Odd how that works.
And you see a man at the end of the table who is actually sort of dressed rather plainly. He's wearing one of those newspaper boys caps and a blue jacket with a white shirt underneath. And he throws down his cards, and you see pocket kings. And you see as he scrapes all of the, what do they call, chips into his own pile. You hear groans from around the table. And as he's doing that, he doesn't even look at you, and he says, "It's not often I hear of some of the Chicago mob coming into my club."
It's not often that I need some assistance.
He looks up at you, and you can see one of his eyes is actually quite pale. He says, Kenneth Drake. What kind of assistance are you needing, Miss Spaziani?
Ah, you know my name. Perfect. A good friend of mine is being targeted. I don't have any pull or authority here, of course. Wondering if there is a way a man such as yourself could send a note saying that his life is in danger to the police without being tracked back to you or me. So there is police presence at his lecture tomorrow.
So you're looking for me to call in a fake death threat?
Yes.
It's not often I get requests like that. It's normally, well, somebody actually does need offed.
Oh, that I enjoy doing myself.
Clay will just raise an eyebrow. Just look at her. He's still, I'm assuming they didn't mind he has his drink in his hand still. He's just sipping it.
Oh, not at all.
All right.
He says, well, I might be able to do that. Well, what's in it for us?
I'll, of course, pay you for it. Can I roll like credit rating or something?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a credit rating roll.
Okay, I'm gonna use a bonus die and a -10 thing.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
All right. He says, it's not necessarily money I'm interested in. Not from you.
If you need a favor, I can talk to
Well-
Carleone for you.
Actually, I need several favors. You over there in America, you with your Bill of Rights and all that. I need you to see if you can get me some weapons.
Of course.
Thompsons?
Oh, they're my favorite. How many?
Maybe even at least a dozen. And if you happen to have a flamethrower lying about,
I'm so jealous about it. Okay. Alright.
Clay has a very level look on his face when he mentions flamethrower. He's trying not to get the 1,000-yard stare right now. Having encountered those in the woods.
Where do you want delivery to? I'm assuming you have a place.
yeah, right here.
Okay.
Just put it in an unmarked crate. We have crates full of alcohol shipped here weekly. Every Monday, in fact.
Alright. Consider it done.
Right. Now, Miss Spaziani, it seems we've come to an accord. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I don't think so. Well, unless you know of a train, I might need some help smuggling some of my weapons on the train as we're taking a trip. You know who to pay?
For free. I'll throw
Awesome.
that in for free.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Right. At this point, the dealer starts dealing out more cards.
Okay, and I'll head out. Okay, Clay. Seems like we will be able to get the professor safe tomorrow.
It's an interesting way of keeping him safe. It's inventive. I like it. You would have done well in my unit.
So, yeah, probably.
We had to make do a lot with what we had around us, and you can adapt. You overcome.
Did you have flamethrowers as well? Been wanting to get my hands on one of those just for
He just kind
personal
of looks.
recreation.
He just kind of looks, and you see him kind of flexing his left hand. You can see his left arm has like burns on it. He's just like, I've dealt with them before, yes.
Well, that healed pretty nicely. Must have been the grace.
Well, the tank exploded on the person that I shot, and, well, luckily I was behind a tree for the most part.
No Sakusas, goddammit. That's true. At this time and age, I would just be a nurse sitting in a little fucking tent far away from everybody.
Well, and that's
be
when
honest.
he says some of the bravest people I ever saw were the nurses driving the ambulance back from the front lines. Because the front lines were always not always front lines, they were the frontest lines. If you're an unarmed woman driving an ambulance full of hurt people through a war.
Easy kills? Yeah. Makes sense to me.
All right. So,
A
is there
nurse with a flamethrower.
was there anything else that you all would like to do while you're here?
Clay is just gonna hold out the cigarette case to her while they're walking out of the place, if she wants anything, or if she wants one. And if not, if neither India or Camellia wants one, he'll just snap it shut and just then say, unless either of you want some alone time with a gentleman or want to have another drink, I guess we could head back.
I think we can head back, although I'm sure we won't see Eldritch until tomorrow morning, if anything.
Probably not. But I'm going to, once we get back, I will drop you off, and then I have to go send a telegram or two, and then I will be back.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, Eldritch.
Mm-hmm.
You are studying this book, and just mechanically, this isn't a tome which is going to take you a matter of days to study, because there are lots of otherworldly texts, descriptions of things which are beyond this dimension and reality. It's actually going to take you about, let's see, considering it's in English, it's not going to take you quite as long as other languages. However, it's going to take you 3 weeks.
Oh, shit.
To fully study this tome.
All right.
Just to give you a little bit of insight into how this works. Some of these tomes take as long as 36 weeks.
Well, you have successfully sidelined me, Moss.
36 weeks. That's a lot of weeks.
Hey,
Tricky number.
So some might argue not a very great number in some cases.
Yeah. Well, it's long enough to have a
I
baby.
think it's a great number.
Yeah. You could get someone. Well, Jimmy's first son will be there by the time you learn the spell.
Well, clearly, I will spend all of my free time alone reading. You tell me what knowledge I gain and when.
Okay, sounds good. I will get back to you with what knowledge you gain during your study sesh. So, Jimmy, what are you doing?
Jimmy's actually going to look for Calvino, the kitty cat, since Mr. Gore has decided to just shut himself up in a room all to himself.
Okay. Clay, what does Calvino usually do while you're out and about? Is he always with you, or does he stay at the residence sometimes?
He has a cat door, and he pretty much, since he's Calvino, he comes and goes as he pleases. Like when I'm at the house, he'll just be suddenly there after wandering around wherever he goes in London, doing whatever Calvino does. But if there are people in the house, he'll probably find them somewhat interesting.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Jimmy, go ahead and give me just a D100 roll.
Okay. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Okay. Well, he's actually in the house, and he has been eyeing you curiously.
Hey there, sweet little puss. Want to come visit Uncle Jimmy?
Let me see.
No.
And that's how you talk to a woman.
He's a man now.
Exactly. You learn things at that place.
He learned
You see,
something.
though, he said he was
Jimmy
just
knows
reading them
everything
stories.
He learned what
Exactly.
the clap is.
Well, if you didn't hear what he just said, then
No.
oof.
I
Oh.
just heard Ma saying he's a man now. But you guys
Oh.
want to see something really cool that I got?
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh, that is so
nice.
cool.
Now
Wow.
you can see like the Elgato like lights.
Yeah, it does really pop out on that. It's very colorful.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move the Let's Go thing and put this one there instead or something. I'm gonna like
Nice.
redecorate everything completely, but I was looking for like a blanket or a sweater. I found a blanket and then I saw this, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna show it on camera.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Makes me think I need to redecorate because everybody else has got these cool little backgrounds, and I'm like, oh, there's my wall.
I like your background. You got flags and banners.
You got
Yeah.
your little Lord of the Rings flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Game of Thrones.
And Game of Thrones, you got the winter, or is it the Stark banner? I can't.
Yeah, that's a Stark banner.
Stark
I've got the Bolton banner. Oh, actually, you know what? I should put the Bolton banner up there, given that it's the flayed man.
Oh,
You
there you go.
should. You should.
Ew, no, don't.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You also have the flag of that country in decline. That has
Yeah.
poopy pants in charge.
We talk we talk about that as if it's not in decline. That's why it's on my wall.
Sorry. So what did he end up
Okay.
saying? He
Oh, God.
because all I heard was he's a real man now. So I mean that can have many connotations.
The way that he asked Calvino to come over was very Jimmy.
Questionable.
Oh.
What? I told the little pussy to come over here. You know.
I get it. I
To
get
Uncle
it.
Jimmy.
It would be
Jimmy,
consistent
yeah.
with it would be consistent with the jargon of the time, would it not?
Come on.
Yeah, it was just bad that he said Uncle
Yeah.
Jimmy. It
It rung bad, yeah. Bad ring
And
to it.
it's around.
Nah.
Something makes me think Jimmy got a white
that's-
van.
It had the air about it as if Jimmy has to introduce himself to his neighbors when he moves to a new house.
There we go.
Yes.
And Jamie was around the
It was his white
Whitechapel
van, yes.
neighborhood when he said that. How do we know that Jack the Reaper is not Jimmy? Just saying.
Same initial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same initial.
JS. Come on now.
J.
Are you implying that Mr. Ripper somehow committed all those horrible crimes, then moved to the States, changed his name, and then somehow managed to reverse age himself?
There's only one Reaper in this house, and it's Calvino.
Facts. Okay, sorry to
Good.
All
derail.
right.
Puss.
All right.
So,
So
we all fives now and not sixes.
Calvino actually does come over to you and just kind of sits in front of you and looks up at you and kind of tilts his head to one side. You see his pupils are real big.
Oh man. Okay, so Jimmy is gonna try to pick him up.
Make a since there's no animal handling. Actually, I'll ask Clay. Clay, is he pretty receptive to other people?
Yeah, I mean he's his own cat. If he likes a person, he's like, oh hey, I like you. If he doesn't like a person, he's just like, get the hell away from me. And
That
just
cat
wanders
is
away.
looking at him like, I'm smarter than you, sir.
He probably is.
He just to quote the song, he makes his own decisions.
I like it. Go ahead and since there's no animal handling roll, go ahead and just give me a persuasion roll.
Oh boy, Jimmy's great at those.
He's gonna end up looking like me with the wound on my head.
Yeah.
Let Uncle Joe
Or charm.
Uncle
You
Jimmy
can
put his
do
hands
charm
on
as
you.
well if you'd like.
I am willing to bet the charm is not so great either, but let's take a look.
This is why he
you know
deals
what?
with
Okay,
cows on
charm-
the farm.
Yeah, his charm is better than
Yeah.
his persuasion. So let's.
This is the
okay,
start
look.
of the sacrifice. If only we had a fez hat.
I'm sure Jimmy has one.
Let's do this. Okay, let's see here. Is that a fail?
Would you like to push
Oh,
your
man.
charm roll?
Come on, Calvino, don't resist me.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's push it.
Oh no.
Let's see. Claw damage. Oh,
don't think I have-
If you fail
Yeah,
a
no.
push, there
That's
is
the roll you're gonna
issue.
push. You're gonna look like he does.
Yeah. You know, if
Nobody
you
wants
fail,
it.
if
Listen.
you fail push roll, something bad will happen to you. Just saying.
And I don't mean Clay.
I know.
mean Frost.
might get, some.
Yeah, you might get something like that.
Oh, I know.
Roll it.
You locked yourself in there with your book. This is
Pow, right in the
this
kisser.
is my book.
Look at that.
Hey,
Oh, right,
look
the
at
kiss-
that.
Yay!
That likes you.
All right,
Wow.
Calvino. All right.
He hesitates for just a second, and then eventually he slowly inches his way up and rubs himself against your legs.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Jimmy scoops him up. He's petting him.
And then the hairs stick up and he calls him cockroach.
No. So, question for Mr. York: did you leave your armaments out on the table? Because Jimmy hasn't selected one yet.
Yeah, those are still sitting on the table because one of the pistols went to Eldridge, and I think did Camellia take a pistol? I can't remember. Or did she already have one?
I have my own.
Okay, maybe it was India. I can't remember.
India,
I thought.
took one.
Okay, so there's revolvers, there's a couple of shotguns, and there's one bolt-action hunting rifle, a 30-06, or a Springfield. I have to look up my little doc to remember what it is.
So I think Jimmy's. Well, what do you think, Calvino? What should I pick? If you were me, what kind of gun would you go with? And he's going to set Calvino on the table next to the armaments. He's just going to take whichever one he goes towards.
What armaments do you have sitting on the table there, Frost?
245 revolvers, 2 machetes, a 12 gauge. This is a 12 gauge or 2 12 gauge shotguns, and a 30-06 bolt action rifle. Ammo for all of them, and a couple of just assorted like normal camping knives and things like that.
Okay. I tell you what. Let's see. Let me. He goes for the 30-06.
The hunting rifle?
Yeah.
Nice bolt action rifle.
Wow, you really think so, Calvino? I don't know. It looks kind of big. Jimmy's gonna sort of nudge him towards one of the revolvers.
And he
Good choice.
He hesitates. He hesitates for just a second, but eventually, I mean, you're a person who can push him around, so he moves over towards the revolvers.
Good choice, Calvino. Boy, you're a smart cat. You're a smart little pussy. Yes, you are. And he scratches his ears. And Jimmy goes ahead and then pockets one of the you said it's a 45?
Yeah, 45 revolver. It has 6 shots in it,
All right, cool.
so it's good. It will
Jimmy's
put a
gonna
hole in a
tuck that
person.
away.
No, Zaku, he says, "Oh, it's practical though," in regards to the 30-06, and then immediately was like, "Poor choice," with the revolver. Letting a cat choose your weapon.
Jimmy is not. Yeah, Jimmy is not good at hiding things, and he immediately regrets letting the cat make the call.
Oh dear.
Jimmy, what is Nozaku Boy's asking what your firearm skill is?
Is retarded a skill?
Do you have any pistol
Not
skills?
great.
You have handgun or rifle or?
Well, we're about to find out. So I'm going to add a 45 to my inventory.
Copycat.
In fact, I think that the handguns actually have a lower base skill than rifles do. So.
They do. They're 20.
Yeah. Because it's harder. I mean, it's not as accurate and all that. The bolt action rifles are pretty simple piece of equipment.
Be fair, automatic pistol's easier, but it's harder to hit.
Harder to hit things, yeah. No. So I think the malfunction roll is the same, and but the range is quite different, and the number of shots.
Yeah.
So we are going to go ahead and put this in here. 45 automatic. Come on now. There we go.
Okay.
All right, and go to skills and firearms. Okay, so 20.
Sounds about right.
Yep, that's what mine is.
Better than my shotgun skill.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 15, I think.
Okay.
Last I checked.
With that, you're probably looking at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Is there anything else you all want to do for the day? Again, I mean, this is London. You guys can go sightsee. You can look at stuff, or you can just kind of chill out, do whatever you want, and move on to the next day.
Are they back to the house?
Clay is sending the telegrams, but that shouldn't take him long. He's literally sending one to his publisher and one to Archie, letting him know that he's here and just letting Archie know where he's at.
Okay. What'd you say, Sevvy?
Oh, I'm back at the house.
Someone should formulate a plan on where we're going to go first and set the things in motion. And I go back to reading.
By the way, Jimmy, rifle shotgun should be a base of 25, so yours might have been broken by that setup.
I'll start planning the train trip. So I'll just do that in my spare time while Eldritch is studying the book and Jimmy's doing whatever it is it's doing with the cat. I don't even want to know at this point. I hear too many weird sounds coming from that section.
And when Clay gets back,
Jimmy's going to order everybody. He's going to get everybody a round of beans on toast.
Oh, dear.
I would also make sure that we don't project where we are going or what we are doing so as to not alert the people of the Fez to our intentions.
People of the Fez.
Okay. All right. So, Camellia, you begin doing your research, plotting out a course, and you come across, and it's not hard, I mean, it's pretty well known. You come across a line called the Orient Express. And you know,
convenient.
How convenient! And you know that the Orient Express actually has a route which goes, you'd have to board a train in London and then cross the English Channel. And then once you get into France, you can board the Orient Express, and that'll take you all the way to Constantinople.
Yeah, and that goes far enough across, and we could, take trips off into, Sofia and Milan and Trieste and all those places off of there.
I'll make sure to get tickets for all of us.
Okay.
First class, my man.
First class.
You man.
Wow.
Ormond says, Sevvy, don't pick that train.
Let me see.
I got a bad feeling about this.
This is 1924 now.
Four?
It was 23, now it's 24, right?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Oh, no, it was 22, now it's 23.
Oh, it's 22, now it's 23. Okay, got it.
Yep, January 2nd.
January 2nd.
Okay, so I'm trying to find...
They missed the train. Game over.
Yeah.
We've gone a year in the future. Game over. We missed our train, damn it.
Okay, so London to Constantinople is actually Per your research, per ticket, London to Constantinople is actually 21 pounds a piece.
Is that where we're going first?
No, that's the whole trip.
That's the whole trip.
Okay, that's first class.
That's first class, yes.
How does this work? You can get off, go places, and then get right back on,
so,
or
basically what you would know about these long cruises, or about these long train rides, is that they have multiple stops in between the start and the end destination, and during those stops, sometimes certain cars will be taken off, separated from the train, cleaned, repaired if need be. Other cars will be added to the train to kind of, depending on how many passengers might be on any given trip, the size of a train might increase or decrease.
What I'm trying to find is how much time would we have between stops to look for things, or can you just get on another train?
Oh, you mean how much time would you have on a stop?
Yeah, like go find what we need to find and get back to the train.
So the Orient Express is not one train.
That's what I meant. So we can get off and then catch another one, but it's still part of our paid for trip.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted.
And just so you know, let's see, because actually Frost sent me this fantastic currency thing, which I have not saved in my browser. Currency pair. Bear with me for just a second, because for whatever reason, this was not written in terms of dollars. It was written in terms of pounds.
Oh, interesting.
So
we are in London.
Oh, wow. Okay. This might be a little bit more expensive than I thought. Divided by...
Well, while you're finding that, I will correct my shotgun firearms skill is actually at 26.
Okay.
So I was wrong.
So you know that well, I don't know if your character would know this, but in terms of dollars to pounds, one first class ticket aboard the Orient Express from London to Constantinople is $97.76 a piece.
Yeah, so it's almost 5 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think also the Orient Express might use francs as well.
Yeah.
But,
so the onboard currency is typically they'll do pounds. That's normally what they'll use, but they'll also accept currency of whatever country they're in.
And we're like 5 people, right?
Correct.
Okay, I could still afford it. I have a high credit rating. I mean, my spending level.
And Clay is, like I said, when Clay gets back, he can help.
Yeah, I have $35,000 worth in assets. I can probably get the money wired, right?
Well,
So
you also have
basically-
cash too, right?
I would assume you brought some cash with you.
Well, yeah, I probably did. I probably brought more than 175 because that's ridiculous. But
So basically, the way that works is that, okay, so your spending level, that's what you can spend in any given time, and it's a negligible amount. Your cash is cash on hand, which, have you spent money already?
no.
You haven't? Okay. So that's what you have on hand. Now, as far as your assets, basically, those are not necessarily liquid assets. So you might have an apartment in Chicago and a car in Chicago, or maybe you've got another place in Italy or something like that. Those are hard assets, which you would have to then liquidate in order to get the value of.
Okay.
I mean, Clay still has
Maybe.
Clay has a spending limit of $50 for the day, so that's going to cover half of his. But he also has another $250 in cash on hand. Plus, he has money at these places that he actually liquidated out of his assets, and I already have that. You know, Moss and I talked about that. So at each one of these places, he has almost $1,000
Okay, so Clay
secreted
can
away because
maybe.
he's a whore.
So maybe Clay can then help pay then for the stuff.
Yeah, and the other thing that we do need to do, and I forgot, this is the other reason that Clay wanted to stay for the day, is to make sure that we got something that looked a little more presentable and possibly first class for Jimmy to wear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because India looked like she had some nice duds already.
Okay.
Because I don't think we went and got the suit yet, did we?
I think you guys already got Jimmy a new suit.
Oh, did
yeah,
we?
you got
Okay.
it.
Oh yeah, because you went and you got that before you all went out to the double down.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so we don't have to do that part. Okay.
So
Well, he needs
it's-
more than one suit, no?
So it's
You
so
want him stanking up the
97.
joint.
So 90. So let's assume. So let's round up to $98. It's 5 of us. So that's basically close to $500.
Yep. So what? 480 or 4? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not doing
Jimmy's got 500
Or
in
490.
assets. I was like, Mama, sell the family cow.
that.
Not
Yeah.
Bernice.
I'm catching a train.
Oh, your Aunt Jenny.
Specifically, $488.82 is what you're looking at.
Okay.
Go.
If we want to keep cash on hand, Clay can pay for a majority of that out of what's here.
All right. Let's do that.
I will note that he doesn't have $1,000 there anymore.
Well, it's 500.
No, he had $1,000 at the place, so he's basically spending
Oh,
500 of it on getting us all these tickets
gotcha.
to the end.
Okay, I'll make the reservations and just say that Clay will pay up. So I'll make sure to get everything set up for us to pay and pick up the tickets and stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see. That's not what I'm looking for. Bear with me for just a second. Gotta this thing real quick.
I borrowed one of your 45s, Mr. York. I knew you wouldn't mind.
That's why they're on the table.
Calvino helped me pick.
He picked a pistol?
Well, in a way.
Just look over at Calvino. He must know something I
Cat's
don't.
like,
Yeah, he doesn't want you getting shot by this fool.
I don't think Calvino picked. I heard strange noises coming from over there.
So before
I
we
do-
leave to, I was going to let Clay is going to just tell everyone. So if we're going to be traveling to a few of these places, I have other houses because we've been traveling. Calvino and I travel quite a lot. I do have a place in Venice and I do have a place in Paris, but anywhere else we go, we're going to be fending for ourselves.
wow-wee, that sure is flash, Mr. York.
Beatrice liked to travel, and we had a few houses. I sold a few of them.
Okay, so the next house which leaves is actually leaving on, or the next house.
Next house?
It's up.
The next train scheduled to leave London for basically France is actually scheduled to leave on January 6th.
Okay. So we have a few days to cross the channel
Oh,
after
so-
this.
On the real Independence Day.
Woo.
I'm sure no one will remember that date, Mr. G.
Which will live on and obscure.
Wee.
Uh-oh, Moss died.
Aw.
Am I still here? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're back. You're back.
I hear you.
Okay. Okay, so we'll say that you all went to the train station. You purchased your tickets, and yeah, now all you got to do is wait for the train to leave.
And get there.
Wait, so what happened at the lecture? Nothing? The
Oh yeah, what
police-
about the lecture?
Well, no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, he's just saying that's for the train trip part.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought like we skipped right to the like us leaving, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, screw all this story crap. We're going. We're out train.
Something bad's gonna happen to this old man.
So did Jimmy actually make beans and toast? Because there are beans. Because a lot of the food staples that Clay has here is literally the marine equivalent of bachelor food. It's beans. There's a lot of other dry goods.
He definitely would have. He definitely would have tried, as long as Clay didn't object.
He doesn't care. He's not big on personal property.
Yeah.
He doesn't care a whole lot because these were places that he wanted, his wife wanted, and he's like, they're just a place.
Well, Jimmy wants to have the authentic London experience, and he wants to share it all with these wonderful people. So he whips us all up some beans on toast.
Nice.
Heard the British are crazy about this one. As he's doling out beans on your on your toast.
Might you have any shit on a shingle?
I'm just making your native cuisine, Mr. G.
Yes, shit on a shingle.
They do have cheap
Wow.
beef, but you'd have to make it. It's in a can.
Well, I didn't see that.
All
I just
right,
found the
so-
beans.
You all enjoy some beans toast. Is there anything else you'd like to do for the?
No.
Just pray that Beano gets
Okay.
invented soon.
Beano.
Does anyone happen to have any contacts around here that can make sure that no unwanted people show up at this place to harm this man when he's going to be in public?
Oh,
Now, Mr.
the
G, don't
police
you
will be
start
there.
on Miss Maria again.
Oh my god.
What the hell does that
What do you
have to
mean?
do with that savage woman?
No,
mean
the
use
police
people?
will be in attendance to
Yes,
give
but the
protection.
police do not know what to look for, and we do.
Other than that, that's as much as we got.
Well, then, I do not feel that this man will be protected properly. For all we know, the police may be in league with these red fez-wearing savages.
Well, don't forget, we're all packing, Mr. G.
Then we should make sure that one of us is always at Dr. Smith's side.
Well, there you go.
Who better than you, his best friend?
Well, I'm not the best with a firearm, you clod. But Mr. York here is quite adept.
That's right. We got you covered, Mr. G.
Oh, good lord.
Jimmy's
You gave him
waving
a
the gun
gun,
around.
did you? Sweet.
And he's gonna just look over at Eldritch and say, "It's not that big."
No, thank God. Mr. York, I think maybe you should keep an eye on Dr. Smith. You seem the most skilled out of all of us.
Oh, we're going to be keeping an eye on him.
Good. I would hate for anything to happen to my old friend.
All right. So, with that, do you all end the evening and move on to the next day?
Yep, I'm gonna throw something in Clay's Secret Lies because I'm just gonna. I made up a telegram that I sent to Archie, so I'm throwing that in his Secrets and Lies.
Oh, very good, very good. Which, by the way,
Further recover from the stab wound.
if you're not a member on Gilded, check, because if you are, you can check out everybody here's Secrets and Lies.
There's a Secret of Lies in Discord now, too, right? Or is it not working?
It is. It should be working.
Because I see all the names. I don't know if that means anything.
I'll check it out.
Or I did earlier today. I don't know if they're still there.
Well, I don't have any access over there because I'm not a gold member over there, so I can't. I can see they're there, but I can access mine, obviously. But we're not supposed to see each other's anyway.
Well, yeah, that's why I was at. I didn't go in anyone's. I was just curious. I just saw the names. I didn't know if if they were accessible or not.
I don't think we have typed in them, but I'll check it out.
You know what I found out about telegrams telegrams like this is they can send them normally, and you just send them and it has all the words put in there. They also have a 4 to 5 letter block version that like really messes up people reading them because it takes all the words and everything, and it just takes 5 words, 5, 5, 5. It looks like it's completely encrypted. It's just really hard to read. Yeah,
he's right. You can't see other people's unless you have like a gold or something.
All right, so you all move on to January 3rd, the day of the Challenger Lecture. The Challenger Lecture is at 6 p.m. Is there anything you do before the lecture?
Go to a nice dinner?
You do know that there will be
Jimmy
dinner
wants to go shopping.
before the lecture.
Oh, do not go to a nice dinner then.
I'm going to read the book, and I'll be right back.
Okay. What were you saying, Chris?
Jimmy's gonna find a nice brown fez.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty easily found. And would a fez cost? 23. Let's see.
36 cents. No.
Let's see. All right, so
Good old 1920s fez.
we'll say, you know what? We'll say that it what's your spending level?
Jimmy can spend $10.
Oh, yeah, it's well within your
10 freedom bucks.
spending. Yeah, that's well within your spending level. It's negligible. So you now have a
Wow, wait. So instead of his newsboy cap, he's gonna swap that out and put on the fez and strut about in his fancy new suit and fez.
All right. So
what do you think, gang?
That's topical, zeitgeisty.
See, a brown fez. That way nobody mistakes it for one of the really bad red ones.
Looks like dried blood, yes.
So are you for the occasion, classy affair?
Yes. Jimmy is ready to go. He is feeling more confident.
All right. So nothing anybody else wants to do before the lecture, correct?
No, we're good.
No, I think that's it. I don't think we had any other plans.
Okay. So you all arrive at the Imperial Institute. And you can see there are a number of very nice cars for the day pulling up, people getting out in very extravagant dresses and very nice and well-pressed suits. And valets are taking their cars and, elsewhere. What are you all driving? Are you all riding in Clay's truck?
I take my motorcycle.
You have
I'll
a
just ride-
motorcycle?
I do.
Motorcycle
With
is
a
a
sidecar,
sidecar,
no less.
I'll ride in the truck.
Oh, can Jimmy ride in the sidecar?
That's why it's there.
Yeah, and that means the ladies can ride in the front seat of the truck with Clay. Nobody has to ride in the back.
Very good, very good. Okay, so you all make it to the Imperial Institute. You get out of your truck, and actually, you know what? I want you to make me a spot hidden check, everybody.
Ooh, I like spot hidden checks.
Actually, everybody who's riding with Clay. Everybody who's
what
riding
the
with
fuck?
I'll get a critical
That was
success then.
Douchey.
Okay. So hard success, okay, and a critical success. So you exit your truck, and the valet actually approaches you, and you immediately recognize this valet is Gary T. Palumbo, the Scotland Yard Chief Inspector.
Okay. I just kind of tip his hat to him.
Chief. I'll smile.
Why don't we see him?
Because you guys are not by the truck.
Right, it's fine. It's mighty fine to see you all again. I can't remember what voice I used for him, so I'm going with this one.
That works. Are you expecting trouble tonight?
Surely not. No, if we can help it.
Excellent.
Hey, my boys.
Can you say that again? Sorry, I kind of lost you for
Oh,
a
sorry.
second.
Me and the boys will keep you all safe. Trust me.
I'm more worried about the professor than us, but thank you. And
feel
you don't need to be careful with the truck.
I feel safer
Ooh.
already.
Of course. Trust me, I'll be careful with her. She'll come back to you in 1 or 2 pieces.
Sounds about
And
right.
He hops in the truck and drives off. And then we'll say that Gore and Jimmy both arrive via motorcycle.
I'm picturing
Hop
Jimmy's
out
got
and-
like those goggles on.
Oh, I absolutely have the goggles on.
You all hop
And the
out
leather
in a
riding
valet.
gloves.
Mm-hmm.
And a valet comes and holds his hand out for your keys.
I give him the keys and a quarter.
Very good.
Take care of my baby.
All right, and as you Imperial Institute, you look and you see you are in the foyer, and just beyond, it looks to be what would have been a ballroom. Inside, you see many handles in crystal, very fine tables with pure white tablecloths, and you see that there are many, many people walking around. All of them are, basically London's elite. They're wearing the nicest. They have the finest jewelry, and just beyond, you see Professor Smith, and it looks like he is speaking with a couple of other people and has not noticed you just yet.
By the way, Clay is wearing his formal tux, but it also, since back at this time there was different rules for it, he has the little bars for his military awards on it, because it's kind of an official function, but not quite. So he's dressed up, but also showing that his military service, because he can do that in these places.
Okay. All right, and are you all approaching Professor Smith, or what are you doing?
Damo arigato, Mr. Mosbato.
I will look around first to see if I see anybody suspicious or that trying to hide something. So I don't know if you want me to
I was going to say.
Yeah, do a spot hidden check.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
Same.
Spot hidden. What are you?
I got a regular success. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, when Clay came in, just in case, because he doesn't trust a lot of these elite weird people, the ladies may be, pounced upon by someone. He's just basically, if he gives them his elbows, if they want to take his arm, so they know that people know that they're not like to be. Oh.
Okay. All right. So with your spot hiddens, you do notice a couple people that seem to be watchful. They're wearing suits. They all seem to be of British heritage, or at least Northern European. And you see a couple people, as you're looking around, a couple people make eye contact with you, and you get a nod or two. But as far as somebody with ill intent, you don't notice anybody being sneaky.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, I'm assuming we'll approach the professor.
Yeah.
I'm assuming no one has on a red fez.
You do not spy a red fez.
There's a brown one.
I believe he wiped his ass with that one.
Just the color of dried blood.
All right, and as you approach Professor Smith, you can hear him laughing loudly. He's pretty well known for his loud laugh and his clever jokes. He slaps the guy he's talking to on the back, who then, as he's laughing, turns and walks away, and he acknowledges you all. Ah, my friends. What do you think? Place is quite nice.
It is really, really nice, and it seems well protected as well.
Yes, I've had a few of the Scotland come to me and say that, well, apparently there was a threat upon my life. So they thought it appropriate to, then he nods at you.
Yeah, boy.
Lost you there a little bit, Moss.
Oh,
Lost
okay,
you
we
totally.
just heard he nods at you. That's the last thing we heard.
Oh, sorry, my connection is terrible right now. Can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he says that there was apparently a threat on his life, and he nods at you all in recognition.
Well, they seem to have things in hand. Just looking around.
Okay. Well, it's about, he checks his watch, about 30 minutes before the speech starts. I tell you what, I'm going to go backstage and rehearse, and I'll meet you after.
All right, you reach out and grab him by the hand and give him a handshake and just, say, break a leg.
Stay safe, old boy.
They say that in academic circles too, correct? Or not?
Trust me, I understand the expression. Right. And he turns and walks off. You look and you see what looks to be a stage, a projector, and a white screen behind a podium. And he walks off behind the stage.
Does anybody follow him?
You see Beddoes plainly following him. Do you want to make me another spot hidden roll?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's see here.
Mr.
spot
G, you
those
think we should
hiddens.
go with him?
Success. Oh, I thought Clay was going to follow him, but
He is,
no one
but
else does.
he's going to.
Okay.
He has to get the ladies seated first. Because are we seated at tables in here? Or is this like row seating or?
Oh, this is, yes. So you look around and these are, it's all basically you're in a dining, think like the Oscars.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
Or no,
so-
yeah, is it the Oscars that has everybody seated at the table?
Don't know.
It's basically,
Yes.
it's one of the, it's like an award show where everybody has, everybody's got their own table, but all the seats are facing the stage.
Okay. Well, then Clay will
Yeah.
take the ladies and get them seated before he heads back to check on the professor and kind of linger back there to watch over him as well.
And Jimmy needs to change his name to Jimmy Oblivious.
Okay.
Dave says the globe, not the Oscar.
I seriously.
He's been failing all those spot hidden.
Well,
Yeah. So,
God, yeah, no, it is not my night. But I was gonna say, Jimmy's gonna sit with the girls, and with like a clear line of sight towards the door, so it's in case anybody tries to rush in or rush out quite suddenly.
okay. All right. So you all make your way to the table as you begin to follow Professor Smith back around to backstage. Based on your spot hidden rolls, you don't necessarily see anybody out of the ordinary following him other than Beddoes. But Clay, you round the back of the stage and you hear him kind of muttering under his breath. It proved to be, however, a poltergeist. Clay. Yes.
Just smile at him. Oh, I'm just an extra set of eyes watching over you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Would you like to hear my speech?
Certainly.
And at this point, he kind of goes over a portion of his speech, and he looks at you questionably, and he's like, well, what do you think? Good, bad?
Well, do you need me to make a roll, or would you like me to just kind of give you a role-playing take on it?
Just kind of a role-playing take.
Okay. It's good. It's a bit dry. They should love it.
Good. Dry is my favorite. Oh, well, the devil. It's time. And with that,
he's gonna, before he goes, he's just gonna knowingly hold out the flask, because he knows what's in it. Just questioningly.
He grabs it and takes a swig of it. With that, he heads on stage. It's his speech. Clay, do you make your way back to your seat?
He's going to linger back here for, say, the first 5 minutes of the speech or so, just kind of watching before he starts meandering back through, because that'll allow him to let everybody get settled, and then when he goes back out, he can kind of survey the whole room before heading down to the table.
Okay. So, begins his speech. He's... am I lagging again?
Yep.
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. I'm going to will it not to lag. So, Smith begins his speech, and he's droll, but he's also entertaining and precise, who recounts with clever deceits of charlatans or pretenders. Basically, he's talking about the fakers and things that he debunks. It's pretty general and ongoing. You hear, quite a few fits of laughter as he's telling these jokes and making fun of these pretenders. And then he turns serious. He says, there prove to be, however, categories of repetitious phenomenon offering no simple elucidation. I refer to the poltergeist, to the traveler who suddenly finds himself dozens of miles or thousands of miles or years from where he stood before, and to the haunting. My presentation tonight concerns the latter. And I say haunting and not ghost or spirit, because alone of such epiphenomena, haunters can be buildings, lanterns, coaches and fours, swords and so on, as well as men, women, dogs, bears, processions, even armies. Worldwide, the store of casual anecdote concerning haunters is enormous. And I say epiphenomena because the haunters are not linked with specific observers, and the haunting presumably occurs with or without human witness, as we shall see. Thus, perception of such an event is secondary to the event itself. The essential characteristics of haunters are simple. The person or thing must have existed. must have disappeared in some sense and then must reappear once or many times. The location of the phenomena may stay the same or may change. That which reappears may be partial and insubstantial or as solid and real seeming as any member of tonight's illustrious gathering. No other conditions are needed. And it is then you see Hector light up and you see images begin to scroll across the white screen behind him. Did everybody catch most of that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You willed it to be so.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Oh, wow, it worked. Okay, I just need to keep that in mind.
Lottery ticket. Lottery ticket.
So, he projects slides of 3 hauntings in detail: a Breton fishing boat, a Norwegian woman, and a London hansom cab. Which the hansom cab is basically it's a horse-drawn cab that basically seats 2. Each incident was studied and photographed simultaneously from at least 3 positions, allowing accurate scaling of the apparitions. The good doctor is able to demonstrate several characteristics shared by the 3. Now, less into point, out of the mist, but slowly emerge from seemingly invisible planes as if passing through what Smith terms the curtains of perception. Each is semi-transparent. He traces a clear passage of a wave through the fishing boat, for instance, and shows that the image causes no froth or ripples. It doesn't resist the water. But in other slides, the audience sees the second or third photographers through the image of the apparition, so they can see other photographers in the photograph, basically almost as if whatever they're looking at is translucent.
Okay.
Now, the rate at which these apparitions manifested motion in comparison to normal movement was slowed by a consistent half in each case. Smith again points to the Breton fishing boat. He points out a ripple passing along the sail of the fishing boat, and when the 16 millimeter cinematograph film, when the film is speeded appreciably, the ripple seems normal while the ocean waves become ridiculous, like increasing in speed. So does the staircase descent of the Norwegian woman seem less unusual when speeded up. And the horse drawing the hansom cab swishes her tail casually as if discouraging flies, rather than making seemingly malevolent and mysterious gestures. So the movement of all of these apparitions, based on what he's telling you all, seems to be almost in slow motion. Now, historically, he explains, each of these 3 apparitions was held to have disappeared, not have been killed or destroyed, though the observation could not be said true of each apparition. And comparatively, instances of touchable, solid apparitions rarely occur. He says, one might wait many lifetimes for such a chance. Now, such apparitions seem not to be uniformly preserved. Sorry, I'm reading from a script here. The south of England, he notes, has been settled by men for many thousands of years, yet the vast majority of hauntings seems to have only produced in the last 5 or 6 centuries, and only a handful survive, from Roman times. And he concludes by observing that in the past 30 years, science has begun to learn about that which cannot be seen or sensed, and that the behavior on the atomic level is impossible in the greater world. He has come to think that offer clues to so far indefinable ways of arriving at or opening a way into other dimensions. It is my belief that such hauntings represent clues concerning a natural... Excuse me. I need water. Beddoes, water. Apologies. It is my belief that such hauntings represent clues concerning a natural universe much larger and much than we imagine. The worlds of what we perceive as normality have flexibility, and the spectral hauntings I've discussed represent attempt random, perhaps purposeful, certainly turned to this time and space by elements of it somehow removed. If we are energetic and not a little lucky in our observations, students of paraphysicality may one day be up and down in time, or travel globally with minor effort, or to perceive that which at present lies completely beyond our senses. What waits beyond remains the supreme question which, for the present, each must answer for himself. And with that, he bows, and here, applause from the audience, as he seems to have enamored everyone with his speech, seemingly pretty convincingly. And he returns to the table, shakes a few hands on the way, but he returns to your table and sits down. Beddoes brings him his water. Well, how did it go? Was all that true? Well, yes, I've commissioned some of these photographers to take pictures of the apparitions themselves. Quite a study. Took me 3 years to finish, but hopefully this would light a fire under the scientific community's art, into hopefully ascertaining some knowledge about the paraphysical.
Have you ever touched one of them?
Myself, no. To the site of the Norway, it was quite interesting.
Uh-oh.
Clay's just going to look at everybody else. Anyone else ever touched something like that? Experienced something like that?
No, although I'm kind of wondering, like, how do you think that they can actually create a gate or an opening?
That is the question of my research. I think that it is my hypothesis that they don't intentionally create a gate. They just travel. But perhaps with some intentionality, understanding how it is that they accomplish such a thing, perhaps we can do the same.
So you think there's weak points in this curtain of perception?
Weak points, tears, perhaps.
Interesting.
Or perhaps magical strong points. More so than weak points. Where magic is stronger and things can easily pierce the veil.
Clay has a very far off look in his eyes right now. Very troubled look.
Yeah. Based on our late, it seems as though you may also have a point there, Mr. Gore.
I have a little bit of experience myself.
Yeah. Oh.
And Clay is going to reach over to Gore's arm in his hand. He's just going to grab his skin and pull up a little bit. Just checking.
You are a funny chap.
Jimmy's gonna pinch his own skin.
Of course he is.
Well, Jimmy, you might want to check the ladies since they are human now, supposedly, yes?
At that, Clay takes a drink.
Oh, sure thing, Mr. G.
No.
I like to imagine Jimmy reaches forward and in India.
Well, that's what I was hoping.
Slaps his hand away.
Says, "Don't touch me, Jimmy. Unless you want to catch
It's an
these
experiment, Mrs. Maria.
No, you said that
Well,
solid
yeah,
Science.
No, you said that solid apparitions rarely occur. Do you have any research or facts showing that they did in fact occur? And when they do, does that mean that they are faster or slower?
I researched for myself only anecdotal evidence from outside observers. But they say sometimes they are tangible and intentional, meaning they move with intent. They know what they're doing.
I'll tell you what, I don't know about these ghosts you speak of, dear boy, but I'm pretty sure most things, when they become physical in our world, they don't mean you any goodwill. So usually if they do become solid, you probably won't live long enough to find out.
Well, luckily enough for myself, I've actually experienced one of these physical hauntings, so to speak.
Oh, do tell.
No, I'm not. There's
Oh,
nothing
you're
to
not?
tell.
I thought you said you did. My ears are old, sir.
Do you think this relates
As
in
am
any
I.
way to dreams? Do you think our perceptions are tied? Because sometimes people have prescient dreams and things happen. They see things like this and then they have dreams afterwards, or they see the same thing in a dream that they saw.
Are they dreams or are they visions?
That's why I'm wondering the curtains of perception are.
Yeah, it is possible that the subconscious informs the conscious. Perhaps the inner depths of the human mind know things which we, with our prefrontal cortexes, have not yet discovered.
Just
I'm fairly certain some people are more attuned to others than for these things.
I
Seems,
do believe that people can open themselves up to perception of certain things, or shut themselves off to their perception.
That as well.
I did hear one person once was haunted by a demon.
Oh, really?
how did that
Please
end?
do tell.
I don't know how much information about it other than they were very idiotic and they decided to try and summon the demon into their workplace for no reason other than to see if it could be done.
I just look over at Eldritch.
It wasn't me, sir. You sure
no,
someone
I
didn't? Oh, you sure someone didn't sit in a particular chair or something?
I don't know why the devil someone would do such a thing. I'm not much of a theologian myself for talking about demons and such.
But I did hear that's exactly what he did, Eldritch. He sat on a chair that was called the devil's chair to try and anger the devil himself. It makes no sense.
If anyone
to
was to
me.
do something so silly, they must have the mind of an amphibian. A frog, perhaps.
I agree.
Must have been dumber than me from the sounds of it.
I almost spilled my Diet Coke that I just took from.
Jimmy's not dumb though, is he?
He is.
He's unwise.
He's smart in special ways.
He reads books well.
He's special. Okay, got it.
Special.
5 minutes to Jimmy.
All right, and with that, you do notice that servers do begin bringing out food. Lamb chops is actually what we're having for supper tonight.
Another puppet. Great.
Oh wow! Oh boy! Jimmy's watching for bread. Gonna watch Mr. Gore's
bread.
carb intake.
There's bread.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm not eating. I'm not drinking tonight. Full alert, boy. Full alert.
Okay.
Oh, that's good to hear, Mr. G.
Now you, perhaps, I don't know. And when Jimmy, I was like, "What is that over there?" And when Jimmy turns his back, I want to throw a peanut at the back of his head.
Huh.
And I'm gonna roll
golly.
throw because I
roll
want
throw.
to increase that skill. Fuck! It hits someone else.
Yeah, it hits a woman directly in the back of her head. She has her hair tied up in a bun, and it sticks in the bun. She doesn't notice.
Oh, okay. Damn, too bad. I was gonna be Jimmy. What have you done?
What? Oh no! Does Jimmy see this?
if Jimmy starts to get up,
Oh, yeah.
he's just
Back
gonna
was
put his
turned.
hand on his shoulder and say, "Don't."
I tried.
I was gonna say, because if Jimmy does see that, he would try to do. He would try to step in.
And he's not going to stop him from doing it. He's just saying, don't, and then letting go. So if he decides he wants to do it.
He didn't see it. I threw it at the back of his head, not the front of his head. He might have seen it hit the lady, but he doesn't know it came from me.
No, that's what he was like. I think he was going to go get the peanut, and that's what Clay was like, don't start rustling with the lady's hair.
Oh, good God.
God, that would be bad. That would be bad. And truthfully...
Well, besides... If Mr. York says not to do, he's Jimmy's hero. So if he says not to do it, he's not going to do it.
Trying to save Jimmy from yet another slap to the face.
Well, also if you think about it, though, if Jimmy is doing that, that creates a distraction for somebody to come around and then click and then kill Professor Smith. So the less distractions we have, the better.
Sounds good.
Bear with me. I am bringing something up really quick.
Uh-oh.
Chrysanth says, well, you tried, JT.
Yep.
Oh, what can I? You know, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try once again to spot hidden and see if I detect anything. Since I am on alert right now.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, why not? I've not rolled one good thing on that.
You did it! You get a success!
Yay!
Very good.
Regular success.
Success.
Better than your
All
usual.
All right. Well, after you begin looking around, trying to look for anybody who might be suspicious, and you actually notice that there's a different person. Looks like they're observing the table. Is a dark mustached man, probably you guess maybe in his late 30s. It's a mustache. It's bushy enough to be classified as foreign.
Uh-oh. I hope Mr. G doesn't see this guy.
And he notices you looking at him and turns and walks away.
Whoa. Jimmy's gonna follow him.
Okay.
Why?
So Jimmy gets up.
Okay. He has disappeared into the crowd of mingling people. Go ahead and let me get this pulled back up here. Go ahead and make me another hidden check.
That's probably
Success.
You doing good.
nice.
Okay. You actually see him. He's kind of. It looks like he's about to exit the building.
Okay. Jimmy's gonna run to catch up real quick. Does he catch him?
Yeah, we'll say you catch him. He's not running, but he looks like he's briskly walking.
Moving with intent.
Like a haunting.
Jimmy is going to throw himself in front of the guy because he doesn't want to raise alarm just yet. Hey, excuse me, mister. I couldn't help but notice you were admiring my fez from across the room.
Oh, yes, it is quite beautiful.
When did he get a fez?
This was like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, 45 minutes ago.
Where the hell was I?
That's
I
the
do
brown
apologize.
fest that you said was made out of poop.
Oh, he had a fez. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not mean to stare. I know it's impolite, but that fez, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Gee whiz, that's awful nice of you, mister. And I want to roll a psychology or whatever to see if I can detect anything off this guy, any suspicious.
And this is Jimmy's how he got a boyfriend story.
Yeah.
This is how Jimmy
really
became his boyfriend's skin.
This is
You
how
noticed-
Jamie really became a man, because he never had sex with the other woman.
How I Met Your Father.
Wow. That's your fun.
How I met your skin suit.
Hey.
Wait, you rolled psychoanalysis.
Oh, psychoanalysis.
You wasted that great roll.
But
It is so hard to
To read?
it is so hard. It keeps grabbing.
Funny.
It is so
There
hard.
he goes again. Shit.
No, you can
Oh
spend a luck,
no.
though.
You better spend a luck on that one.
That's what I'm gonna do.
The fez, the color of dried blood.
Okay, so you're trying to
He found
see
something out about himself.
what exactly are you trying to glean from him?
If I suspect that he's up to anything, just from his general tone, demeanor, body language, you know.
He seemed a little nervous.
Well, I gathered that much, but like, do I sense that he's up to something?
Yes. You would venture to guess that based on his body language, he was watching the table with purpose.
All right, so so I guess Jimmy doesn't have any real reason to detain this guy, but
Or authority.
he's gonna or
Citizen's
authority.
arrest. Hey, Barney Fife.
Well, you know, Mister, it's for sale if you want it.
Oh, is that right? How rude of me. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mehmet Makriat. And that is
Salim
where we will end tonight's episode.
Shut up!
Wow, Jimmy stumbled in
Wait,
of all the people.
you said Mehmet Makriat, not Salim
That's
Makriat.
Salim, yep.
That
Still,
is correct. Correct.
Perfect. You will be missed.
Nice knowing you, Jimmy.
Yeah,
You
nice
were a
knowing
good
you.
skin.
In the arms of an angel.
Oh.
It's playing right now. Just
May your skin rot in their hands.
I hope you have a second character.
One without a fez.
I do. you
right.
hush. I love my fez.
we go out. All we see on the ground is just a stomped on brown fez. Oh,
No.
All right. So, does anybody have any improvement rolls to?
Yes.
Yep.
yes.
All right.
And if
I
you're
can
allowing
spot
for the
hidden.
luck roll, I'm also going to do that. But yes.
I'll need to look into that rule, but I'll allow it for tonight until I know exactly what the conditions are. Like, did it say? Do you remember? Did it say that you have to roll a luck roll, or is it just at the end of a session you can roll to improve your
It
luck?
says at the end of a session, it's in the recovery portion of the rule.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, on the page it says basically recovering luck points. It says after each session of play, each player may make an improvement check for their luck. It's rolled the same way as for skill improvement. You roll a d100. If it's above their present luck, they add 1d10. If the roll is equal to or less than the luck score, no points are recovered.
Ooh.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's basically it's just part of the optional rule of being able to spend luck.
Ooh. I like it.
So I guess
Oh, I
in
need to-
playtesting they
I
found
spent
out
one.
that it was a little bit too deadly.
To lose all your luck forever is kind of.
Well, it's like, especially in a long, campaign such as this. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
go ahead
one of
and
the
make
things
a-
they actually specifically said. They said short campaigns,
right.
but yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but long
try
campaigns.
it
Yeah.
and see if he fails horribly.
What's
So
that?
he did not succeed at his luck.
Oh.
So he doesn't go up, but he got persuade, which is really low. So he hopefully improves on this. So he's going to go up on that.
Very
Because he
good.
failed, so his persuade is going to go up. Hey, the magical 3 that we keep getting all the time. Psychology. Ooh, he actually did fail, so he's going to go up in that as well. 5 this time, and then spot hidden. Unless he rolls 100, he's not going to go up on it. So, nope. All right, those are his.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
I only got one.
Well, you go.
That's it. Yeah, oh yeah, because you got your spot hidden.
Well, you go with 2.
Yeah.
Because you get your luck one too.
Yeah,
If you use
get
any
my
luck.
lucky up.
Oh, it's if you use the luck.
did, yeah.
Luck. Yeah, it's only for recovering luck points.
Yeah, I okay, so all right, so
You fail, so
my spot
yeah, you
hidden.
can increase it.
All right, and that is by a D10, correct?
Correct.
Wish sanity rolls work like that.
Yeah.
2. All right,
Sweet.
not bad, not bad. And just roll my luck. So I spent a luck point today. Okay, no,
Unfortunately-
nope. Yeah, that's okay. All right, I'm done.
All right. JT?
Library use. Son of a bitch. Oh, I didn't even roll the right thing, did I?
No, you did not.
You pulled a Jimmy.
I still wouldn't have got it, so it don't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Spot hidden. I'm not gonna get this.
Right.
No. Nope.
Noted.
It's a hell of a roll.
Oh, that's it for me.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
A bunch of failures.
All right. So a bit of a slow burn / expository episode, but I think you guys probably learned a little bit more than you were ready for. Maybe some stuff you don't know is relevant yet, but in time, it'll all come to fruition. So, all right. So we'll just go around the horn and just see what everybody's doing. Tag whoever you like. Save Sevvy for second to last. Me for last. Chris. Let everybody know.
I am KrisWithADagger. Whoop. Yes, I am KrisWithADagger. You can find me on minds.com at KrisWithADagger, all one word. I am also a content creator for Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. Should have a video out sometime around now. And that will do it for me. I'll send it on over to JT.
Yes, clearly I am JT. And we are going to be running an awesome Rifts campaign on my channel.
Uh-oh.
And we are still auditioning for 2 parts in that game, which you can join in either my Guilded or my Discord. And so far we have a cast of none only than the great wizard himself, Mr. Froste, the Silent Witch, Mega Reacts, and myself with a DM of Circus Afriki. And it's going to be a great game. And this is the last week to sign up for auditions. We got like 3 or 4 auditions signed up today on top of the ones you already had. So get in where you fit in, as Ripple would say. So if you're going to join that, join it now. Also, check me out Friday on Mummy's Mask on the G&G Tabletop channel, because that's where we have fun torturing a Rudai. Right, Sevvy?
Right.
Other than that, you can check me out gaming after this on my channel. I'm sure I forgot something, but I don't care. Mr. Froste, it is your turn.
Thank you. You have new merch, by the way.
Oh, I have new merch.
Don't forget you put merch out. Yeah, I think that's
Oh,
what
I
Dave
did
was
put
saying
out
last
new
night.
merch. Yes, I put cool merch. Please check out the merch. It's good stuff. Thank you, Frost.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'm Frost. I am on all the places you can see in my link tree. Kick is the place that I'm kind of streaming most to lately. So please, if you get a chance, go over there, follow me. I'm trying to get to 75 followers so I can get subs and gifted and all those things. And I do writing, and a lot of times it's mostly survival games. I'm playing Icarus right now. I did a 13.5-hour stream of it the other day because I'm insane.
Wow.
Yeah, I just didn't stop streaming. I also do writing and whatnot. So occasionally do writing streams. In my link tree, you can take a peek at my the serialized novel that I'm doing over on Kindle Vella as an experiment. It's basically about 1,000 words per episode. The first 9 are up there. If you want to read something entertaining, little 1980s kind of spy thriller comedy. And I believe that's it. I'm gonna get to, let's see, who is you wanted you and then Sevvy, or Sevvy and then you?
Sevvy and then me.
All right, then we're going to Sevvy. We go to Sevvy.
Okay, well, hello everybody. You can generally find me Geeks and Gamers Tabletop on Thursdays for March of the Dragon Queen, Friday for Mummy's Mask, and Sundays for Pokemon. And then you can find me in Moonskull every other Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays for Star Wars, and then Monday for Call of Cthulhu. If you do not follow me already, please give me a follow in Twitch, Kick, and Instagram, and then the mods put a link to my Discord server as well. If you can join, if you want to play games with me, that would be awesome. And I think that's it for now. Oh, quick reminder, if you do subscribe to Discord, what was that? If you do subscribe to Discord, you get 4 times the benefit of what it would be, and those subscriptions go straight to Legend Seeker. So consider subscribing to Discord, and I'll pass it over to Moss.
Yeah, so if you want to check me out over on Twitter, you can definitely do that. That's at MossMuff. You can find me here on Mondays, obviously, every single Monday, for better or worse, for Call of Cthulhu. And then Thursdays on Geeks and Gamers Tabletop for March of and then back here on Saturday for Star Wars. And then I'll join in every once in a while for some gaming streams here on Moonskull and Tales from the Dragon's Tavern. It's a new foray that JJ and I are getting to. So go and check that out. As of right now, we're just kind of streaming some Return to the Mines of Moria. And, you know, we're kind of putting some stuff together. I may have dropped a teaser on Twitter, perhaps. Some things to come. So, yeah, go and check that out. Look forward to that. Also, subscribe if you feel it in your heart to support Legend Seeker. We definitely want to support Legend Seeker because we want as many alternatives out there as possible. If you don't like what Wizards is doing as of late, then definitely check out Legend Seeker and support if you'd like to. And not only that, you get access to our Secrets and Lies channels. You get access to you know, all kinds of artwork and stuff going on with Legend Seeker, all kinds of good stuff that you get for membership over at Gilded and Discord. So check all those out. And I think that's everything that I'm doing. So with that, I wish you all a very fond farewell, good night, and God bless.
So long, gay boys!